we're just laughing at Ryan. Oh, and Ryan's still muted.
He's down bad. His coach left him because he don't love him no more.
Oh, the Irish goodbye. Just left without saying a word, pretty much.
He said, "Peace out. Your Notre Dame's trash. We going to a better job at LSU."
He pulled the modern version of Bobby Petrino.
Nah. No one could ever top Bobby Petrino, the OG. I hate that man for that, but it's still funny.
Dude, that Bobby Petrino was so bad, though.
It's okay. Man. But that's thanks to that season we got Matt Ryan, so.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, that hasn't done you much good, though.
Well, he is a Hall of Famer. He should have won us the Super Bowl. That's not his fault. But, yeah.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
Yes, he is.
Matt
what
Ryan?
Are you on crack? Dude, he's easily a Hall of Famer. He's broken so many records.
If people are saying Eli Manning's not a Hall of Famer, then Matt Ryan.
No, Eli is going to be in the Hall too. No, Matt
Ryan also hasn't
thrown. So then Joe Flacco's going to be in the Hall of Fame because he actually won a Super Bowl.
Should be. No, Matt Ryan's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's broken a lot of records.
Okay, we'll get going. So what is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Connor. Brent has been pried away from Penn State. Doherty. To my left is Andrew, Notre Dame down bad Coster.
They are down bad.
To the bottom left is Lucas, BK for Coach of the Year, McKnight.
Yep.
I don't know who you were
referring to
exactly.
Nope, that's Brian Kelly, Coach of the Year.
And below me, the man who literally has had an aneurysm for the past day and a half, Ryan in Freeman We Trust Travel. And this is the Week 0 podcast. We are given our Macon. Thank you, Macon, for saying that's true.
Yeah, so, y'all are. Yeah, those people. I'm sorry, but the people commenting this need to go do their research.
So, guys, we're doing our live reaction to the college football playoffs, top 25. And obviously, I feel like we'll probably be doing this again next week, especially since that'll be the final top 25.
And I just had them release.
The first 5 have come out.
A&M at 25, Louisiana at 24, 23 Kentucky, 22 Arkansas, 21 Houston.
All right, so let's talk about this for a minute.
First of all, let's actually let the other ones go through real quick while they're coming because they're going to be.
So are we not having this on really quick?
I can't. I tried. Dude, I literally was black. Properly. It wasn't working properly. Oh. No, it's literally it's sometimes how people do that. If I try to do that for Netflix, that happens too. I forgot they do that for certain things.
Yeah, they know what's going on. They know. So I feel like I have no problem with any of these teams. I'm still honestly surprised they still have Texas A&M ranked. That's really the biggest thing. Oh, there's Clemson.
Clemson at 20.
Clemson at 20.
I was the only person who has supported San Diego State this entire season. None of you else.
They're still overrated.
Yeah, still put Clemson ahead of them.
Wrong every time.
I'd still put Clemson ahead of them.
San Diego State.
Clemson would beat them by at least 2 scores.
I don't give a crap. I'm undefeated.
San Diego State is overrated.
San Diego State. I picked San Diego State. That is the reason why, Coster. That is the reason why I'm leading the pick'ems because I trust San Diego State.
Okay.
Well, okay.
NC State at 18, Utah 17, and Wake up at 16.
NC State.
Pittsburgh in the top 15.
Oklahoma has dropped to 14. Iowa at 13. BYU at 12. And Michigan State.
BYU should not be at
12. Real quick, why is BYU even in the? Why are they even in the top 25?
Wait, who did they even beat?
Didn't they beat Baylor though?
No, Baylor beat them.
Then who are their 2 losses against?
They lost to Boise State and somebody else.
ESPN.
Wasn't Arizona State, was it? No, they beat Arizona State.
They got smacked around by someone. I can't remember who it was.
Purdue's not going to be up there.
Well, BYU beat Utah for 1.
Okay, well, Utah's now 9.
Okay,
They also beat.
So wait, we got
State,
for the. I just realized for the ACC, I think it's 15 and 16. Pitt and Wake.
Yep. All right, Geezer's talking too much crap. I had to clap back.
My biggest thing, man.
Yeah, 30-0. We're down bad, and y'all still can't beat us. We shut you out. All right,
Braden, anyone that's watching on my channel, feel free to like and subscribe. There's Oregon at 10, No, obviously they're out. They're out on the outside.
Welcome back to the top 10, Lucas. Welcome back.
Not going to be making the college football.
At least he
playoff.
still has his head coach, Ryan.
Okay.
And who knows?
Mario
Cristobal.
Okay.
No, he's not going anywhere.
How hard do you think they could actually drop with? Well, I was thinking Notre Dame with Brian
Baylor at 9. They dropped.
Wait, why'd they drop?
Because I guess they barely beat Texas Tech. I guess.
But their starting quarterback didn't play.
Wait, but who jumped them?
Ole
That's
Miss.
what I want to know.
Would it be Ole Miss? It wouldn't be Ole Miss.
Ole Miss did kind of slap around Mississippi State.
That's probably why. It's probably Ole Miss.
Oh.
Lucas,
anything else come? Oh, go ahead.
What? About the
I was
top,
gonna say
about
anything-
being number 10?
No, I'm saying anything else come out about Mario Cristobal going to Miami? Or was that just
It's
no,
because
it was
his mom
no.
is
I was
sick.
just it was because his
Okay,
mom.
I was
He literally flew down there for like 2 hours and flew back.
okay?
Like that was literally all it was. I was just totally messing. I was messing with you guys.
Ole
He
Miss
did
at
go to
8.
Miami.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
Ole Miss. Meanwhile,
No.
Luke is sad that Paul Christ is still in charge of the Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Hey,
because he
Luke,
runs
your
his
boys
an
let me
archaic
freaking down.
offense. Yeah. I love it now how Clemson has a better win than Notre Dame does.
So
Yeah, that's your fault, Luke. Get a better
What?
coach. Get a better quarterback.
No, y'all just suck, Ryan. Y'all don't schedule
Okay,
anybody
you know
with crap.
what?
Trash. Your coach doesn't
Okay,
even
so
love
who's
you
gonna be
anymore.
7? Who'd be 7? Because I feel like Oklahoma State's gonna be
Oh,
top 5.
It's gonna
No,
be. I think
7.
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
7
Do
will probably
you
be
think they're dropping
Ohio
all the way to 7 though. From
Well,
the
who
State.
half?
Have to.
Oh, yeah, who else you gonna put?
That's true.
Ohio State, probably.
Yeah, you're probably
It's
right.
gotta
'cause
be
they
Ohio
would- 'cause
State.
They would have 2 losses. Yeah.
But honestly, do you think
Geezer's
Ohio
probably
State's
right.
better than Ole Miss?
Yes.
Yeah, Geezer's
Yes.
right.
I mean,
Yeah, honestly,
Ohio State's offense is better.
It doesn't
But
really
do you think-
matter.
That would be such a
Yep,
good game.
there you
Though. I
go.
think Matt
There you
Corral
go.
would have
There
like
you
6
go.
go.
touchdowns.
Eye on cue.
That's
It
a
is Ohio State.
Big drop.
The cool thing for Oregon is that they could finish as high as 6th after this week, if not even if those top 4 or whatever top 5 teams lose. So we could get up there.
I could see you guys going to 7, but Baylor would have to lose. Ole Miss, you'd probably jump. Ohio State, you'd probably jump.
Well, we
But-
should
Now, the
jump
way
Ole
they do,
Miss.
now the way they do this is the opposite. They're going to show one, and
Yeah.
then go down. which
We
is
should
always-
jump Ole
always throws me
Miss,
off.
but I don't know.
So far, it'll be a little bit longer before they go to the next thing. What do you guys think so far?
Yeah, I guess we
Mine is
could do
pretty
our
good.
predictions. We could do our predictions for the top 6 if we
Well,
want to.
I think it'll be Georgia. I think
Georgia.
honestly, it could be Michigan 2, Cincy
Yes.
3, Alabama 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
And
that. And
then-
I think I'm gonna put Oklahoma State at 5.
5 and then 6 Notre
I
Dame.
mean, I don't think there's no way they're going to drop Alabama out of the top 4, even if despite how poorly they looked for the majority of that game.
Yep.
But I had no problems with any of the teams where they were ranked. I like that they brought Houston up to make that game, the AAC championship game a little bit more enticing for Cincy, because that's going to be a really good test right there. If Cincy wins that, that's pretty much a guaranteed playoff berth for them.
Yeah, I mean,
So
yeah.
I guess the real question here is Oklahoma State, Notre Dame.
Oklahoma State 100%.
That's
They have
probably-
they have
that's
more
literally
wins.
the-
Well, without like the non-bias for Notre Dame that we all hate because you made us hate them.
He's
No,
not wrong.
Besides, other than that, though, I mean, it's really, and you have to admit, Ryan, it's kind of impossible to put Notre Dame over them after what
You
they
just
did.
can't. I don't think you can do it yet. You can't.
Yes, you
You
can.
can't do it yet.
I definitely
No,
think you
let
can.
Oklahoma State prove themselves in the Big 12 championship.
They already
proved
improved
themselves
themselves
a top
against
10 team.
Baylor.
I know.
They already
I'm saying,
proved
but that was
themselves against
earlier in the
Baylor
season.
And I'm telling you right now, Ryan, it doesn't.
Early in the season
I'm telling you
matters.
right now, Ryan, it doesn't matter. Oklahoma State or Baylor is going to jump Notre Dame. I can tell you that.
Wherever-
They
Yeah.
Baylor will not jump.
Whoever wins the
Baylor
Big
will
12,
not
Yes,
jump
they
Notre
will.
Dame.
I guarantee
Yes,
you
I
they
will.
will.
No, they won't. They
Baylor's-
lost to
Baylor's at
Iowa
what,
State.
Baylor's
Okay.
at what,
No,
9?
Baylor's only loss or no,
They have
no,
two
yeah,
losses.
they lost.
Two losses.
They have 2 losses. But I guarantee
And they got blown
you,
out by
especially-
TCU. They're not
No,
a
they
team
lost
that got
by
blown out
3.
by TC. They didn't lose by 3. They got blown out by a
wanna
team
bet?
that didn't even have a coach.
I'm just wondering
wanna
how
bet?
Your
much
team doesn't have a coach either. You think the CFP ain't gonna take that into
They don't.
consideration?
They
Okay,
were
good.
just talking about
Yeah,
it
they
today.
definitely
They
will.
can't.
we except for Ryan, we all think that it's going to be Notre Dame at 6. But I wonder if you were to ask anyone in the committee how big of a gap between Notre Dame and the rest of the top 5 there is now that
Oh,
Brian
here we
Kelly's
go.
out there.
They're doing the top
There we
6
go.
right now.
By the way, Ryan, they lost by 2 to TCU. They
Okay,
didn't
but I'm
actually
saying
line up.
that game wasn't
Yeah, of
close.
course.
It was
So
that score was
Georgia?
closer than
No, all right.
Let's see. Is it going to be Michigan?
Michigan, yep.
It is Michigan.
good.
Yep.
Good job, committee. Good job.
Cincy
Yeah,
will be
that's
3
a
then.
good one. That's a good one for sure.
Now let's see who's 3. Cincy
Or are they going to
or
drop Alabama by 1?
The question is who are they going to leave? They can't leave Alabama there. But then Cincy didn't look that good last week either.
Well, Alabama, were they 3 or 4? They were 3, right?
Yeah.
Against Auburn?
Yeah.
Geezer, who do we have winning the Natty? At this point, it's probably Georgia. Oh, it is Alabama at 3.
I mean, here's the thing.
Ooh.
Cincinnati struggled a little bit with East Carolina, so
Wouldn't that be the rematch of the bowl game last year with Mac Jones?
What?
With what?
Wouldn't that be a rematch of last year's bowl game? Alabama.
not last
Michigan?
year, the year before, but yeah.
Oh, it was. But I thought Mac Jones was the quarterback in that game.
Yeah, that was the year that Tua got hurt.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
With who and the what now?
Right, really struggled on getting his
They're
facts
holding
right.
on 4. Are they going to bring Oklahoma State in and have Cincy on the outside looking
I
in?
think they might. I
If
mean,
they do
Oh, they're
that,
winning this
that
Joe
is
Klatt,
bad.
Joe
they're
Klatt
winning
was
this
saying that
long?
Cincinnati is in not a good shape right now.
They
a
are in
very
good
bad
shape.
spot.
They gotta
No,
quit
he was
struggling
saying-
with these games.
He's saying they're in a
They
very
got-
bad spot.
They
There
beat
was
East Carolina is a decent team. They were 7-4 going into that game, so they're not.
That
a
don't
bad
matter,
team.
man.
that doesn't matter.
It don't
And
matter.
they,
this-
they do have a
if-
top 25 team now to face in Houston. If they win that, I think.
If
that
they
should-
win that, then they should be good.
they should be.
Yes,
Yeah.
they should be fine unless Alabama beats Georgia.
Wow, they are waiting they are holding on this number 4 for a long
know.
time.
But they were saying at this point, at this one, the rankings right before the final rankings, TCU was number 4, and they got dropped out.
Right, back in
They
the
got
first
dropped out.
rankings?
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
dropped
yeah.
out after
No,
winning.
they-
Wow,
Oh, that's
Cincinnati!
Yeah, they were holding that for a long
Good.
time. So Geezer, the reason why Cincy's a top team is mainly because of how they played last year, carrying on into this year.
And the fact that they beat Notre Dame. Oklahoma State. What did I tell you? What did I tell
It
you,
is.
Ryan?
Told you. I told you. I
Go Pokes.
guaranteed it in the group
Go
chat.
Pokes.
I guaranteed it that Oklahoma State was going to be higher than Notre Dame. I said it, and I
Because
guarantee
they have
you, if you-
two better wins than
I-
any
Doesn't
other-
matter if they don't win the Big 12 championship game. Doesn't matter. Notre Dame's in.
Okay,
Yeah,
well they're good.
that's
Okay,
not-
congrats. So you get to get smacked by Georgia.
Exactly.
Hey, no, actually,
no,
they
they play
won't.
Michigan, which means they get smacked by Michigan
Fun,
instead.
no, they won't get smacked by Michigan.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
we
will.
would
Yeah,
actually.
they would.
It will be an even game. Every time Notre Dame plays Michigan, it's
I'll
close.
take Michigan.
But anyway.
no matter what.
God, who the heck?
But anyway, this is what I was going to say because you guys talked about the whole Brian Kelly situation. They talked about it with Heather Dinich, who talked about it earlier today on SportsCenter. She said the committee is not. They don't take into account your starting players not playing or coaches not coaching going forward. They don't project that. The last time that they had something big like this happen before the rankings came out was when Ohio State in 2015, Cardell Jones went out in the game against Michigan, and they had to go play the Big Ten title game with JT Barrett.
No, wasn't it JT
It was
Barrett?
the opposite.
Or was the other way around? My bad.
Jones came in. Yeah,
Um,
Jones went.
But anyway, they didn't
game.
drop Ohio State for that. They moved them up to 4, even with their third string quarterback
well,
playing.
that doesn't but
I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
know what
like-
the relevance to what you're saying is.
No, he's
No,
talking
I'm
about.
saying
He's saying that nothing that happens to the team outside of the games is relevant to the rankings.
Because
they're not
if it
taking
was,
into-
Notre Dame would be
so-
like.
So they're not
7,
taking
8.
into account Brian Kelly's not going to be there coaching them for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Hey, if
He's
you-
not even speaking with the team. If like they're
Okay,
not,
hear me out. Hear me out. If Cincinnati, Alabama, Michigan lose, do we see Notre Dame at 2, Oklahoma State or Baylor at number 3, and then
if Oklahoma State wins, they would be at 2 if all those ahead of them lost.
Yeah, there's
right,
no way they would
right,
put Baylor ahead.
Right.
Well,
I just 3, and then
2 and 3 don't matter. 2 and 3 are pointless. I mean, it's just literally home and away. So whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Oklahoma State, Notre Dame, doesn't matter.
You asking for who would be number 4?
Would we put? Yeah. Do you think Iowa jumps from 13 to 4?
No.
Are
you kidding me?
They're not putting a 2. They're the only 2 lost team. If they having a number.
The only 2 lost
teams. Who would they put in? Oregon?
Lucas, the only 2 lost teams that have a chance is Oregon, Ohio State, and Baylor. Those are the only 3 teams that have a chance. And Ohio State basically doesn't have a chance because they're not.
Baylor has it because they're going to win their conference title.
If they win, if they win their conference title.
Or if
that's what I'm saying.
For some reason, or if it's a close loss for Alabama, maybe they just be like, F it.
Alabama will not be in with how they played. No, you can't keep them in no matter what happens.
No, but you guys aren't listening. What I'm saying is at 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. Oklahoma State it's going to be Oklahoma State or Baylor if those 3 teams lose. Doesn't matter. Either Baylor at number 3 or Oklahoma State at number 2. Notre Dame's going to be in it, of course. How could you justify not having? I mean, obviously, I'm without the bias, like Oregon. Obviously, I would want them to be number 4, but it would be hard to not put. I mean, it would be hard to not put Iowa all the way up there after beating number 2.
No.
If they smash Michigan,
they got smashed by Purdue. No,
Lucas, I will say at this
I'm
point.
I'm not saying who's. I'm asking you if they smash Michigan. I don't care about old games. That doesn't matter. I'm saying if they smash the number 2 team in the country, how do you leave them out?
Lucas, the thing
because
is,
of their you have to look at the whole resume. You know,
even if they do that, what are you going to move them up from 13 all the way in the top 4?
That's nobody, too big of a leap. I don't think
nobody has ever jumped that high.
I understand that, but who would you put?
I would probably, if Baylor won, I'd probably put Baylor.
No,
so this is what I would do.
Take the Big 12 championship out of this. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about who is going to be number 4, because the Big 10 championship, the winner of that, I can almost guarantee if Cincinnati.
Okay, dude, no, if you're saying that if you're saying no, because in your scenario you have Oklahoma State winning, right, and being at 2.
It doesn't matter. I'm saying if Michigan, this is what I'm saying. If Michigan, Cincinnati, and Alabama lose, how do you rank the top 4?
Okay, that's assuming it doesn't matter. So but it does depend on what happens in the Big 12. So I guess it doesn't matter. The Big 12 champions in, you put them in. Notre Dame's in. So it's basically you're deciding between who you think is better between Cincinnati, Oregon, Ohio State, and Michigan. That's probably where you're going. So it's one of those 4 teams.
Like that would be the only scenario where you could potentially have the first 2 loss team make it.
But do you think Cincinnati would still sneak in with 1 loss?
No. No.
Absolutely not.
But you don't think they would punish Notre Dame for losing to them? They wouldn't drop Notre Dame for losing to Cincinnati. That's why I don't understand. People are like, you need Cincinnati to lose, but if Cincinnati loses,
it's not going to hurt you.
But wouldn't they keep Cincinnati ahead?
It matters only if you had lost. It only matters if Cincinnati didn't have a loss before. It only matters then. So,
okay, but I'm saying if Cincinnati loses, Notre Dame and Cincy would have the same record, basically. Okay, so my thing is, in that situation, don't you think the committee would go head-to-head?
No, because you lost to number 5, and they lose to 21. It's a worse loss for them.
Yeah, that's a one-time where
they would look at the record, because especially since Notre Dame's schedule wasn't that good, you don't think they'll say, oh, we're going to keep Cincinnati. They might drop Notre Dame and put Cincy ahead of them because of the head-to-head.
if Cincy loses, no matter what, they're going to drop. It doesn't matter what happens to It doesn't matter what happens. Notre Dame will benefit if.
But then doesn't that kind of make their win against Notre Dame on the road meaningless? Like,
If
does
they
it mean
lose,
anything?
yeah, 100%. If they lose, 100%.
They're still not going to punish. They're still not going to punish you. I mean, like if Ohio State had beaten Michigan, they wouldn't be punished for the loss to Oregon. They weren't being punished. They weren't being that Oregon wasn't. Ohio State didn't drop because Oregon lost again to Utah. Right?
Okay.
They're not. It only matters for the head-to-head. They're not going to punish you arbitrarily after you've played them.
Yeah.
In another game.
Okay, now let me ask you this: How high do you guys think Utah could go if they blow out Oregon again in the Pac-12 title?
Well,
they have 3 losses.
I know, but
they
if
could probably
that
get top
happens,
10. Maybe could
top
get
10. I just think
they would need a lot of chaos ahead of them to get top 10.
Y'all overthinking this. Y'all are going way too deep into
We just want chaos, Andrew.
No, I don't want chaos. I just want it to be regular. This is too y'all making this overthink.
Well, it's really not that crazy to think that Houston's going to beat Cincinnati. It's not crazy to think. It's not crazy to think that Iowa can beat Michigan, and it's also obviously not crazy to think.
Well, think about it.
Alabama.
A couple years ago, after Cincy had that, or not Cincy, UCF was they were 12-0 going into championship weekend, and I think they were number 8, I want to say, or number 7 that year, and then they had to play Cincy in the American Championship game, and they lost. Like, it's kind of the same situation. We could see Cincinnati get beat by Houston, especially with how on and off they look.
Who was Houston's loss to?
Early in the season, they lost game 1. It was to.
Or no, they beat SMU.
I think it was Western Kentucky. I think.
Lost to Western Kentucky?
That's not a bad loss.
Well, no, it's not a bad loss because their quarterback is literally God this season.
Dude, I'm hoping he hits 61. I'm so hoping he hits.
What's the college football record?
He's at it's 60.
Yeah, it's 60, I think. That's Joe Burrow.
It was Joe B.
And
Joey B.
And what are they at?
He only needs 10 more, I think, to hit 60.
In 2 games?
And he has 2 games left, and he hit 10 in the last 2.
Oh no! So Houston's only loss came week 1 against Texas Tech, 38-21.
That's not a terrible.
That's a worse loss than Western Kentucky.
Yeah, but it's not. It's still not awful. I mean, Texas Tech took Baylor to the wire. Obviously, they didn't have their quarterback, but still.
I mean, Houston's won 11 straight, so I mean,
yeah,
it's not like it's unheard of. And they already upset SMU earlier in the year, so.
I want to see. So yeah, right now Bailey Zapp has 52 touchdowns, so he needs less than 10 in the next 2 games. He needs 9 touchdowns in the next 2 games.
How mad would you guys be? Like, honestly. Say this scenario, this will be the last scenario we'll get into, we can move on. But say this scenario happens. Say Alabama loses to Georgia like in overtime on a last-second field goal, okay? Say that happens. Okay. Say Baylor wins the Big 12, okay? Oregon wins the Pac-12. Notre Dame's still sitting there. And then you have Cincinnati lose. How mad would you guys be at that point if then Alabama sneaks in the playoff? Would you guys be okay with that?
I would be okay with it. I think
I
you
would
would
be
have
fine
to.
with that.
Because Georgia hasn't
the only way I
struggled
can
with
think of
anybody.
Alabama. That's about the only way I can think of Alabama still making it as a 2-loss if everybody else loses around them. If the other teams besides Georgia lose,
I don't know.
But then you'd have to pick between Baylor or Alabama because at that point, you would have.
Then you'd have what? Notre Dame. You'd have Notre Dame.
You would
at
have
2.
Michigan.
Michigan at 2, Notre Dame at 3, and then either Alabama or Baylor.
No, genuinely, though, even if Cincinnati wins, and then Alabama has a close, like last-second field goal overtime game with Georgia, you put Alabama in over Cincinnati.
You would put Alabama in over Cincinnati with how they play.
Yes, I would. If I'm telling you, if they went to overtime or had a or like a last second loss to Georgia, you have to see that rematch.
But if they play the way they play, but if they play the way they played against Auburn,
they're gonna get blown out by
Georgia.
40.
They'll get blown out.
They're gonna get beat by 50.
So wait,
it's gonna be terrible.
Who's going to that game? Who's gonna get the Heisman now? Because Bryce Young played like absolute dog poop.
Apparently Bryce Young is still the betting favorite, but I don't believe that.
Kenny Pickett's going to win the Heisman.
Can we just give it to Jordan Davis or Adam Anderson, please?
Nah, bro.
Like,
Jordan Davis
give it to a defensive guy.
If he hadn't lost to Western Michigan.
Not Pickett. Yeah, I'm saying give it to a defensive player. Jordan Davis or Adam
Davis. Yes, sir.
Yes, or Adam Anderson. Adam Anderson too would be fine.
I mean, honestly, it's going to be C.J. Stroud. I don't think it's crazy to think because he actually had
not with how he played against Michigan.
He had a really good game. Look at his statistics.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but he didn't elevate to play in that game.
He played a really good game. The Heisman is the best player in college football, not the best team in college football.
I know, but the best player in college football may be a Georgia defense.
She's a Michigan fan, so she's a Michigan and a long-suffering Detroit Lions fan.
Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson. Hey, I'd be all for. I hate Michigan because I'm a Notre Dame.
Aiden Hutchinson isn't even the best defensive end in college football.
Draft better than Hutchinson.
I just don't understand.
Hey, Kayvon Thibodeau.
I've been seeing Hutchinson going ahead of in some draft boards.
If Oregon didn't get ran by Utah, Kayvon may have had a chance. But
Hutchinson probably could go above Kayvon, and I don't even think Kayvon's going to be a top 5.
No, Aiden Hutchinson right now is predicted to go 2.
I'll put $1,000 on Kayvon being the number 1 pick in the draft.
But real quick, I will say this.
No, wait, guys. Kirsten, she's a Lions fan. Lions will be picking first overall. Yeah. Kirsten, put in the comments who you would want to go first overall to the Lions. Do you want a quarterback? Who do you want for number 1 overall? Do you
quarterback?
Want Kayvon Thibodeau?
You want Kayvon?
Defensive lineman from Oregon.
What are you doing about Jared Goff?
Or do you want Aiden Hutchinson or a quarterback? Or do you still want Jared Goofball at quarterback?
Well, you can't. There's nobody.
Oh yeah, she is a Browns fan sometimes, though. But yeah,
there's nobody coming out worth no quarterbacks coming out that are worth one pick.
Honestly, I don't think there's gonna be a quarterback go.
Exactly.
I don't give a crap. It doesn't matter. Kayvon just needs to go to the Lions so he can suffer an 0-16 season.
You're tripping, dude.
But I don't care. I don't care.
I hope Kyle Hamilton goes there just for that.
No. Because the worst thing is they have Kyle Hamilton going to the Texans. I pray to God.
I pray to God he goes there now just because. I would make me so happy. I would laugh at you.
My boy Philip Lindsay goes to the freaking Texans. He gets his whole career's done. So it's just like I can't. I feel so bad.
Okay, guys.
If Kyle Hamilton goes to the Texans, he's going to tear his ACL probably.
Okay, guys. That'll be another show in quite a few months, in about 5 months' time, when we give our draft predictions, and then we actually will. We plan also on live streaming the entire first round together.
$1,000, pin it, Kayvon.
All right,
pin it.
Okay, we'll hold that to you. And if you get it wrong, we each get $333.30.
No, we actually get to chop his balls off.
Like you wanted to.
Wait,
do.
No.
We get the money and we get to chop his balls off.
Hey, it's okay. Oklahoma still lost. It's okay, guys. Don't worry.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, the show is done. So, by the way, the rankings show, they're done.
Okay, well, let's go ahead.
I turned it off. Okay, guys. So what we can finally move on is to talk about the absolute craziness that has been the last 5 days, pretty much.
Yeah.
Since pretty much Thanksgiving, really Friday through today, there's been some crazy games. There have been even crazier coaching carousel rumors. As a new Formula One fan, they call this the part of the season where drivers moving from team to team. They call it the silly season, and that's pretty much what the entire week was for college football. It was the silly season.
Go Max Verstappen, by the way, for F1. He's gonna win it all.
I want Max to win as well. Yes. So I think we can start. We'll start first with the games. There was some crazy good games, and then we can go on to the coaches from there. That'll be its own separate segment. So I think the first game we should cover is probably Bedlam No. Probably we'll do the game actually. We'll do Michigan, Ohio State. So obviously, Kirsten is probably super happy about that as a Michigan fan.
I think the rest of America is happy about
Yeah,
that.
I mean, we all said when
you know what?
Ohio State loses, America wins.
Facts.
If we said on the show, we did say on the show, we all took Ohio State.
We all did.
But
We will admit that.
we did say we wouldn't mind, and by all means, Michigan, please beat Ohio State. And you know what?
Exactly.
That is the best Christmas gift we could have got, right, boys? Best
Yeah.
early Christmas gift you could have gave us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we have another week, but can we talk about what I said on, I believe, our first show about Michigan? I can't remember what it was. Can you guys remind me
the
what I
best team
said
in the
about
Big
Michigan?
Ten? Is it the best team in Michigan or the best team in
Best
the
team in the
Big
Big Ten, baby.
They're not the best team in Michigan.
No,
they still
let me
have that L.
No, they
Dude,
are
lost
still the
Michigan
best team
State.
in Michigan. But at least they
Nope.
didn't get blown out by Ohio State.
Best team in
They
Michigan.
actually blew out.
Yes, they
Ohio
are the
State.
best team in Michigan.
Best
Yeah,
team
still not
in
the
the
best
Big
team in
Ten as
Michigan.
well.
Yeah, Ryan, quit shaking your head. Your coach left.
Second best team in the country.
Boo blue.
I didn't
Boo
see that
blue.
coming.
Boo blue. At least their coach is staying.
But if he had lost,
You know what, Andrew?
If he had lost this game, I really do wonder how much more his leash would have been.
You know what? Screw it though.
My biggest thing. Go ahead.
I want Notre Dame to play Michigan in a bowl game.
Oh, he's
like
talking
I want
about Notre
Iowa
Dame. Okay, I don't care. My biggest thing about this game, though, is how teams can change so much from one week to the next.
Yeah.
Because, how do we see Michigan lose to Michigan State? Of course, Costa and I have been talking about how, we really think Michigan won that game, really,
No,
lost
they lost
it.
that game. More than
They should have
they
won that
it.
game, really, but still,
How Ohio State looked dominant
out
against
that way.
Michigan State 2 weeks ago, and then
Yeah,
their
it's
offense couldn't
it's-
do much for good parts of the second half, or couldn't stop.
because
Michigan-
Michigan State has the worst passing defense in the country.
And
It
apparently
wasn't
Ohio
even
State
that.
has the worst rushing defense in the country, or at
Yeah.
least in the Big Ten.
At
Well,
least
and
they were
that's
supposed
crazy
to.
too, because the quote unquote Heisman running back,
Hey,
what's his
don't-
name? I can't even remember his name. He's irrelevant. now.
okay, quit. Kenneth Walker, I'll remind you.
So he did nothing, and then Haskins comes out here and just destroys Ohio State, which is very ironic that a Haskins is destroying
Michigan has a
Ohio
better
State.
O-line.
They do,
It's so
however, Michigan State. No, I think that just shows that Michigan State have been kind of iffy in a lot of their games, and I think finally they just got exposed. I mean,
It was
But I
also
still
the
think-
contract curse.
yeah, that too.
You still can't. Take that win away from Michigan State.
Yes,
You
you
have
can.
to give them credit for that.
No.
You do.
No.
Yes.
No.
Because Michigan
Credit
still
for
has
what?
to play defense. They didn't play
Okay.
defense.
They played
They
defense
did,
against
and then
Ohio
they
State.
quit. And then they kissed it.
Joshua is finally in the building.
Hey, your Kentucky Wildcats
sir.
won, and Lucas
Oh,
was
yeah,
the only one that
Yeah,
stopped the
I'm
boys.
sorry, Josh. I
93.
picked them wrong. I was wrong on that one. I
They're ranked.
apologize. I
Whoop, whoop.
apologize, Josh, for picking Louisville. They let me down. Congrats on your Cats getting a win. I think they went 9-3 this year. That's a good year.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Good year for
But
Kentucky.
that's okay. We're done talking about Michigan on the show. But
Yeah, you're just mad. Yeah, you're just mad because they're doing better than Notre Dame.
And Auburn.
No, we're not going to talk
Hey.
about that one.
They're the ones that chickened out of the rivalry. I'll say that every freaking time. Catch us in South Bend, Michigan,
It's
but you won't
money.
because you're
Oh
scared.
my God, who the hell cares?
Jesus,
Nobody.
Stop. Yeah, really, we don't really care.
All right,
anymore.
next game. What do we got?
Bedlam.
Let's go with Bedlam.
Bedlam?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Bedlam. Probably,
How about-
I'd say this was the game of the week. This was better.
Oh, I didn't even watch it.
The definition of fumbling the bag. I will tell you
Well,
that.
fumbling
Dude,
the
both-
bag
it-
on your own 5 on a muffed punt.
It's just hilarious how both of them both teams fumbled a punt or muffed a punt pretty much on the exact same spot of the field at the 5-yard
right.
line.
It was crazy. Crazy.
So
Herb Street was talking about it, and he's like, it was the same spot.
and it's like
Literally the
that
same
spot of the field should just be like always punt there if you're kicking to that direction, no matter what. If
Apparently.
you're Oklahoma State, but if you're being punted that way, don't touch the ball.
I will
Yeah.
say,
But I will say this: it still baffles me. This is a common thing in college, especially how often punt returners will try and fair catch a ball inside the 10 or inside the 5.
I've never understood that.
They lose.
Is it not? Is that for
where they
kickoffs?
are?
Is it only for kickoffs where it takes you to the 25?
If you fair catch it inside the 25, it goes out to the 25.
Okay.
That's for kickoffs, but it's just baffling how that's something that always happens every year. A team gets screwed, actually pretty much every week, where a team will a punt return will completely lose where they are and fair catch the ball inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, they do it to save. They do it to save like what 2 yards.
Well,
yards?
Sure. But like there was no one. I don't think there was anyone behind the guy for Oklahoma that would have been able to stop it for Oklahoma State. So if he doesn't touch that, it goes in the end zone.
Hey man,
Touch
you never know.
The 20.
Yeah,
that punter could have been an Aussie, dude. They
exactly. Yeah, Josh was exactly right. If you go past the 10-yard line, you should just leave it. If they down inside the 10, that's fine. If you do not try and touch the ball inside the 10, is my opinion. Do not try it at all.
I was always told, I was a punt returner in high school. I was always told not to take steps back. That's all I was always told.
That's a good point. I
was always told to just let it go, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it like because I return kicks too, and they always told me if you feel like it's going past the 10, no matter what, just get out of the way and just come up because
exactly
the higher chances are if it bounces behind the 10-yard line, it's most likely going to go in the end zone.
You just gotta have a really crazy good spin on it to get it to stop dead inside the 10-yard line or have it roll there and stop. But I mean, honestly, it was a good game up until halftime, and then it looked like Oklahoma State had crapped the bed again with all the mistakes they made.
And then Sanders
Oklahoma gets out to a 9-point lead. A fumble for a safety, and then that punt for a touchdown.
Yeah.
I watched about the first half and then the fourth.
No, that was it.
I didn't watch the third.
No, that was it.
Spencer Sanders, and this is why I have a lot of confidence in Oklahoma State, is because Spencer Sanders had a really bad game. He did not.
He's the best Spencer in Oklahoma.
He didn't play well at all.
He did have a good run though to give the.
And that's my thing is like his resiliency was like incredible throughout that game, but he really did not have a very good game.
That was a really good run that he had. That was a really good touchdown run he had in the late.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, right. But that's about all he had. You know what I mean?
Like, I like how pretty much for like once Oklahoma State got the lead, that was not even like 10 minutes left in the fourth, and then the rest of it was pretty much just became a defensive struggle for both teams.
Let me ask you this, guys, really quick, just because are you guys fully bought into Oklahoma State?
Yeah,
not like just making the playoff, but I'm saying, do you think they can compete with Georgia?
No.
With Georgia,
I'll say this: I'd want to see them versus Georgia, just because those are probably the two best defenses in the country.
But do you think they can?
Oklahoma State was second in scoring defense before this game.
Yeah,
because I look at it this way: I'm not sold on Oklahoma State or any of the Big 12 teams in general being playoff teams.
Well, we can blame Oklahoma for that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that. No, it's not that. It's just like it has nothing to do with me being a Notre Dame fan. It's just like watching the Big 12 this year. It is very like I don't think it's okay, but Oklahoma to me is not a top 15 team. They realistically should have like 5 losses. Oklahoma State got 4. Yeah. Oklahoma State struggled early. Like it was early, but they struggled early against Tulsa, and then Boise State they only beat by a point. And Boise State actually should have won that game. There was a bad call at the end of that game. So I mean, I just look at it. I'm not solely bought. Like I feel like out of the 4 teams that could make the playoff, Oklahoma State, Cincinnati, Michigan, Georgia, even Alabama, if you want to throw them in there, Oklahoma State is the pretender of the group. I would say, like. If you had to pick one that was the pretender.
Whoa, Lucas, really?
I do. I don't see Cincinnati beating any of these big teams.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, that just shows how overrated Notre Dame is.
I mean, I'm almost going to be on Ryan's side right here, and I genuinely think Notre Dame would probably beat them if they played right now.
Who?
I mean, that's a
Cincinnati,
fair.
Oklahoma State.
No, Cincinnati.
I don't know
that's
because-
fair.
How Luke Fickell has talked about it, though, is that outside of the Notre Dame game and SMU game, his players have looked like they don't give a crap about the game.
And
They
that's
look
a
like they-
problem.
Yeah,
Yes.
But that's a problem.
He said
And
they
you
act
can't do that.
lackadaisical in the weeks for practice.
Yeah, but you can't be doing that.
No.
I think they
Especially-
just got a big head after they beat Notre Dame. It just seemed like they just
I guess.
Because I mean, they were blowing teams out before Notre Dame. Then they beat Notre Dame, and then they struggled for the next 4 games. And then
do
they
you think
finally
that
pulled out
is part like
SMU.
the main reason?
I definitely think
Well,
there was a
'cause I guess-
hangover.
It caused a month-long hangover because they looked bad in the next 3 or 4 games.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
when
then
their coach-
I think Ryan. I see what Ryan's saying though.
I know, I get it too, and I kind of agree. It's just
It makes sense.
Cincinnati let their egos. They weren't able to check their egos a little much.
Yeah,
And they overlooked teams. Like they struggled against a bad Navy team. Like they only won by 7 points against a 3-win Navy team.
yeah.
But I also don't
So-
think it helps them in the long run because, they've escaped, but that's just because their talent or luck, I guess, got them out of bad games. But I mean, it's kind of evidence when we gave them crap for a month for playing like absolute dog crap, and then went right before the SMU game. Luke Fickell said, "This is the first time since Notre Dame week that I've seen these players actually like being at practice. They look like they're actually excited to play."
And that makes you want that coach at Notre Dame?
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? It's the players. They're like kids. I mean, they're the ones that are overconfident.
Exactly. Keep them entertained. It's called being a coach.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard.
I know, but even in high school,
Yeah, guys, we probably should have. Well, we can bring this up later, but Gary Barta said during the post rankings interview that Notre Dame's Brian Kelly's departure could affect the final rankings next week.
It's not supposed to.
Well, maybe it could, because if Notre Dame, because if everything holds serve, or if one of the teams ahead of them loses, right, would they put a Notre Dame in?
Okay, but they're not supposed to do that. If you're not going to do that to Ohio State with the whole quarterback situation, that's not fair to do.
No, well, that's a little
quarterback's different than your
third
coach,
string.
my guy.
Your
Okay,
third
but
string
then the
quarterback.
third string
That's weighted.
quarterback came into the Big Ten championship game and he demolished Wisconsin. That is the difference.
Little
If y'all
difference.
had a conference championship game, we could see. But no, y'all are too scared
And
to join a conference.
Can you remember how good that Ohio State offense was?
Yeah.
Let's
That's
talk about
not that. I'm saying
is that 2014 or 2015?
2015. It was the week before. It was the week before the Big Ten title game when they moved Ohio State in the top 4. So Ohio State moved
No, it
up.
wasn't.
Yes,
that
it
was
was.
his second start. That wasn't his first. That was his second game.
No,
that was
I'm saying he came in versus Michigan.
No,
That was
you're
when the
right.
third string.
He came in a little bit in Michigan,
And he
but that was
didn't
the first
play
start.
very well against Michigan. He just kind of played to end the game. But I'm saying Ohio State moved up, even though the committee knew that they were down to their third string quarterback.
Yeah, but it's different between having a third string quarterback there and losing your head coach. And
But
having
we've
a
seen
guy
teams this
who is
year.
your interim that has never coached. If Marcus Freeman is your interim, right? He's
not technically interim.
at every level, at any level. He's never had a head coaching spot, right? That is gonna have a
But that's
bigger
not fair to judge the team for something that's out of
I
their
agree.
control.
It's not fair, but it's still gonna be there in the back of their minds, right? They're gonna be like,
Okay, well, you're not supposed to do that.
What?
If this was Ohio State or Alabama we're talking about, they'd still get in. That's BS.
Well, I mean,
But-
it would be. I mean, I feel like it's also maybe Kelly's doing it because he feels like Notre Dame's not going to make it. Maybe that's why he decided to do it. I have no idea. I honestly.
Well,
have no
from
idea.
what I heard, what ND insiders have said is that Kelly was actually planning on waiting to the end of the season to announce this, but it got leaked before he got a chance to.
So he
tell
decided. So because it got leaked, he decided to just jump ship now.
Well, what are you going to do? You're going to go back. The team doesn't even want him to coach. Hamilton said that on the podcast that the guys don't want him to coach.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's bad enough if that was known, if he had already agreed with LSU to go there during the season, and then it gets leaked during the season. then yeah, that makes sense why the team wouldn't want him to be there, because obviously he's not putting the team, he doesn't have the team's interest. So, but
and honestly, like right now, I mean, listening to all the ND players that are coming out, they want Marcus Freeman to be the head coach, and they don't want Brian Kelly to come back. What was it? I think one of the kids that our true freshman, Enzo Styles, he posted a picture on his Instagram and said, "Damn, you left and you couldn't even say anything to us before the news broke."
I saw that. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, I think this is just gonna be a good point where we can stop talking about the games and just let Ryan vent for about 2 to 3 minutes about Notre Dame.
Well, I want to say a statistic real quick.
Sure.
Posted by Notre Dame Barstool today. Over the past 30 years, there have been 12 instances of a coach winning at least 11 games in his final season of at the helm of a Power 5 school.
Mm-hmm.
Of those 12, 5 left for the NFL. 5 either retired or resigned due to NCAA violations or scandals.
Two of which I can immediately think of as Ohio State, probably right. Jim Tressel and Urban Meyer.
2 of those coaches took a job at a different college football program.
Resigning?
No. Shh.
Sorry.
Those 2 college football instances are Brian Kelly leaving Cincinnati for Notre Dame and Brian Kelly leaving Notre Dame for LSU. Last 30 years.
So I guess that we should have seen this coming. I guess apparently.
That's so hilarious to me.
But I think it's just crazy. We can all. I think the 3 of us should talk and then let Ryan go for a little bit. But I think it's just crazy how the same year that Brian Kelly breaks the record for most career wins as a head coach at Notre Dame, he leaves. Right, like he's broken all these records at Notre Dame because he's been there for what was this 10 years, or at least 11 or 10 or 12 years.
11th year, I think he started in 2010.
So, and he had one bad season, really bad season, which was 2016, and they went 4-8, right? And other than that, they've pretty much been like, a 10-win perennial 10-win team for the most part. So but I think this just came out of complete left field.
Okay, hold on one second, Connor, before we continue with this. For everyone who was living under a rock, I want to play this clip for you because this is what Brian Kelly said on November 22nd at his press conference when asked about leaving Notre Dame.
He said, no, we know about it.
Other than retiring from your current profession, could you see yourself leaving Notre Dame of your own volition? No. I mean,
yeah, Ryan, we already know that.
I think Mike Tomlin had the best line, right? Unless that fairy godmother comes by with that, $250 million check, my wife would want to take a look at it first. I'd have to run it by her.
After listening to
all it took was a week and getting a Brinks truck with 10 years and what was it, $95 million, or what was the contract?
Wifey wanted that gumbo.
It was 100. It was 10 years, $100 million from LSU.
Wifey wanted some of that Coach O gumbo.
Yeah, she does.
I mean,
go ahead.
He didn't lie. I mean, he asked him if he thought that would ever happen. He said no. I didn't think that would ever happen. Same thing with the freaking.
Yeah, he didn't say there's a potential chance. He just flat out said no, and then he's gone a week later.
It's the same thing with Lincoln Riley. Are you gonna blah blah? No, I'm not gonna be the next coach at LSU. 2 days later, coach at USC.
No, but apparently that was even quicker because LSU or USC contacted Lincoln Riley like what? Sunday morning or Sunday evening or something.
Other than retire.
And by Monday it broke. He agreed to them like it was less than 24 hours, pretty much.
Well, I guarantee you that he had already decided that he was going to be going to USC before any of that, and that's why he didn't say he wasn't.
He did have a mysterious trip to SoCal during the middle of the season during Oklahoma's bye week.
Yeah, I do remember that.
For recruiting, he probably met with them. Said, hey, is the job opening still there? Do you guys want me? So, okay.
But
you guys got any thoughts about this before?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, go Costner.
That's it. That's hilarious.
Just
And I
go
basically should no. It's also
Right,
this. We are now living in a world where Notre Dame is not a final seat, a destination job. We've learned that. That's actually true.
Okay.
No, shut up. I am talking.
Ryan,
talking.
we will let you.
Watch
We will
your
let
mouth.
you speak once we speak. We know you're gonna go for about 20 minutes, so we're not gonna cut you off after about 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he can be like you can be mad all you want, but you can face the facts. It's facts. It's clearly not a job that everyone wants to go to as a final destination. And the fact that LSU, their last 3 head coaches have won a national championship, I'm pretty sure that had something to do with it. And think about this also. LSU has the state of Louisiana on lockdown. They basically clean house in that state. And then you have Texas right next door, which is also in what arguably the best state to recruit in, other than California, Florida, and Georgia. And that right there, he's already doing a great job recruiting there. Imagine now he's going to have all that talent down there. I mean, let's be real, though. LSU can recruit from wherever they want. He's going to have an insane fan base, and it's going to be easier, so he doesn't have to worry about, even with this one loss, about his team not getting into the playoff. Because if they have that at LSU, there's a way higher chance of them making the playoff because they don't have that soft NZ schedule.
And I find it incredibly
Soft
crazy
NZ
that
schedule,
other than Saban, who went straight from
Right.
LSU to Alabama, right, but didn't really have a drop off at LSU. Both Les Miles and Orgeron pretty much have had bad seasons to end their time at LSU, and yet LSU still has the higher priority. I think that's what I said in the group chat. I think Notre Dame is not in the upper tier right now of college football teams.
They're not.
I mean, sure, in terms of where they would want to go, like, sure, you have the TV, you have like the TV deal and everything, right? And you have these big rivalries and stuff.
You have the tradition,
But
but I mean,
you're
tradition doesn't
like
win you natties.
but like Notre Dame fans are like the Real Madrid or like Cowboys fans.
Yes.
Right? Like you guys will not shut up about them, and we know this from a fact. You'll try and put them in everything. And
like Ryan had to put everything in
everyone
one
tries to
Notre Dame
deny us.
conversation.
Listen, no. But I don't think that I don't think that Notre Dame's a bad school. They're not a bad
no, it's not.
team.
But it's not.
No,
it's
no.
probably second.
It's not
I
what
can
it used to
tell
be
you-
in the late 80s.
Well, of course it's not. But I can promise you right now that none of this would be happening if they joined a damn conference.
Yep.
Probably.
Yep.
Probably.
They would be in a conference title playing this weekend.
Yeah, but they're cowards.
Notre Dame would be playing probably Wake or Pitt right now, if you were in the
They
ACC,
would.
or you'd be playing Michigan or Iowa if you were in the Big Ten.
Big Ten will never let us in. That's the thing people don't understand. They say join a conference. We wanted to join a conference, but the Big Ten wouldn't let us in. We're still banned from the Big Ten.
When was that supposed to happen?
It was in the after Notre Dame went on that streak where we won multiple national titles in the 80s and the early 90s. We asked the Big Ten. We
Have
said,
they
"Hey,
tried again? Join the Big 12.
they were still
Join the
banned."
ACC. They're in there for everything
The commissioner of the Big Ten back then said that Notre Dame will never be allowed or be welcomed into the Big Ten because they voted on it back then, and all the schools' ADs back then said they did not want Notre Dame in the conference.
Did they give any particular reason, or is it just
Michigan was the main reason? Michigan was the best team in the conference at that time, and Michigan was complaining because at that time they had lost 3 straight years to Notre Dame, and they said we don't want Notre Dame in our conference. They don't bring anything to the Big Ten, even though we had just won back-to-back national titles.
If anything, you'd be probably the #1 academic school in the Big Ten, honestly.
Well, Michigan's still a pretty good academic school up there, though.
Yeah, but I think Notre Dame would be higher.
And the reason with the ACC is because for football, Notre Dame didn't want to have to relinquish their NBC rights.
Oh my
They said they
gosh.
would join the ACC.
But now you could join them with the ACC has their own network. So you could
I know,
Yeah, but it's not NBC. Let's be real.
Notre Dame said, "Hey, we will join this is when after the last year they said we'll stay in the ACC, but we get to keep the NBC rights for home games." ACC said, "No, we're not going to do that." He said,
And
"Okay."
I
we'll just
wonder
stay
why
independent."
Brian Kelly left. Because you guys are greedy and you want that money, and you can't just go and try to be in a conference and win a
It's
freaking national championship.
It's just like Texas.
It's not that hard.
Texas has their own.
But that's the
network.
only thing Notre Dame has over schools now for recruiting is, hey, do you want to have to buy a package to watch us play on ACC network or SEC network?
Or do you want a ring? Okay, I'm gonna go to Bama.
Yeah, I'd rather have a ring. Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
I know, but like, what if a parent wants to watch their kid at Clemson play against like Charleston Southern or whatever the crap? Like they have to pay money to watch them on the ACC network.
Why would their parent like just not come to the game?
That's a good point. Exactly.
What about those kids that you guys get from like California and stuff? They can't afford to go all the way.
DJ's parents are over here, ding dong.
I'm not talking about DJ. I'm just saying in general. Not every
Bo Collins'
family
parents is okay. Yeah, same with Bo Collins, his high school teammate. His parents have been at the games too.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
next.
It's still like,
but
first of all, there's ways that you can watch any football game or any game.
You can literally stream it, crack stream anything.
Yeah.
I mean, ESPN, if you just pay $4.99, you get for ESPN Plus, you can pretty much watch most games.
That doesn't help with ACC network, unfortunately.
Oh, I've been able to watch stuff.
Yeah,
on
you can
ACC
watch
network or ESPN. It's usually, if it's ACC network extra, that's usually available through ESPN Plus.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you can get that, but then you can get. So I use Fubo TV, and that has everything: Pac-12, ACC, SEC, Big Ten Network, all that stuff. So it's like, I don't know. I just think that you guys. I mean, I know it's not your call, Ryan, obviously, so I'm not harping on you, but like, I just think that the Notre Dame's as a school and if like as a football team, if they care about national championships and if they want,
but I don't think the main issue is the conference. It's the academic standards. It's the academic standards. That's what hinders getting 5-star recruits at Notre Dame is.
No, it's the conference, dude.
Because if it was the academics, then why the hell is Louisville in the ACC over West Virginia, which that's the reason they gave, as West Virginia couldn't join, when Louisville is way worse academically than West Virginia was back when the ACC realigned, when they got Louisville and Syracuse. Like that was the main reason.
But trust me,
we're going to bring this down academically. No, they were better academically than Louisville.
It's not that. It's like, the NCAA is going to lower next season for college recruits for any school. Your GPA has to be 2.2 or above. Notre Dame, to get into Notre Dame, no matter how good of a football player you are, you have to have at least a 3.2 GPA. So
in high school,
in high school. That's the biggest issue.
It's the same thing for UCLA, and that's why it's the same thing for UCLA, and that's why Devin Williams plays for Oregon now. Our best
hilarious
because he couldn't get in academically. Or no, that was to USC. He couldn't get in academically to USC, so he transferred to Oregon, and now he's our best receiver.
But are you guys
done? We'll let you go. We'll let you go.
Wait. So I'm not going to go too long because we don't have time for this.
No, we don't. I'm literally making a clock.
But anyway,
I'm literally making a 3-minute clock.
Christ. But anyway,
or do you want 2 minutes or 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Oh God!
Why
did you give that option, Connor?
No, I'm giving him.
But anyway,
I'm giving him 3. I'm giving you 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Okay. But anyway, with the whole conference deal, yes. After watching last season, Notre Dame would easily be the second best team in the ACC on a year-to-year basis with Clemson. Okay, it would be Notre Dame, Clemson, in the ACC championship almost every year. But for whatever reason, they don't want to go there because ACC couldn't just give Notre Dame the NBC deal, which is not that big of a deal. But anyway,
it is,
going forward, people want to say here, I've been here, Notre Dame, you just can't win a national title at Notre Dame. Okay, if you can't, then there wouldn't have been coaches that did it. First and secondly, you can't recruit at Notre Dame. I don't want to hear you can't recruit at Notre Dame because Notre Dame has 2 top 5 recruiting classes for this next year and the year after. So you can definitely recruit at Notre Dame. So that's a lie. Okay. And then thirdly, I'm not mad that Brian Kelly left. I'm not even surprised that he left. Okay, don't care. I understand it's a business. You do what you think is best for your career. Okay, I'm pretty sure any man would say that to their friend, buddy, whatever, family. Hey, you do you, and I'm pretty sure any of us that works a 9 to 5 or whatever would, if another job came and says, "Hey, I'll give you a $1 million raise." Hell yeah, I can like all those guys I work with. I love my boss, but I'm leaving. Okay, I can understand that. I don't respect the way it all unfolded and how it happened. As a man, as a person, and as a form, like me playing football in general, I could just feel what those guys are going through, dealing with their coach bailing on them like that. Not only bailing, but bailing when you still have a college football playoff chance. And then texting them, not even saying anything but you have the nerve to text 2 hours after the freaking news broke the team and say, hey guys, like, I'm sorry you guys had to find out this way, but I'm leaving. And then say you're going to meet them at 7 a.m. in the morning, and you speak to them for 2 minutes. The report about 11 minutes was wrong. No Notre Dame player said they were literally there for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, and then he left without answering any questions.
And the players were trying to ask him questions like, hey, why'd you do it? He didn't say anything, just got in his freaking whatever Toyota he drives and left. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to get – the last few things I'm going to get to, because I'm almost done. But he's the first Notre Dame coach in almost 100 years to leave the program. The other coaches have either been fired or a mutual agreement. Okay, and then I'm just going to say this going forward. I am glad that Kelly wasn't a good recruiter. And that the reason we have all those recruits is because of Marcus Freeman. I mean, like I said earlier in the chat, I didn't know if Luke has seen it, I know. But Drac Bowen, who was a 5-star linebacker, he was going to go to Clemson. He wanted to play in the South for baseball and football. He was going to commit to Clemson. He had Notre Dame on there just because his family really wanted him to go to Notre Dame. And he said, I was looking for reasons not to go to Notre Dame. This was today after they found out Kelly left. He said, I was looking for reasons not to go to Notre Dame. I was all for going to Clemson. The only reason I committed to Notre Dame is because of Marcus Freeman. I couldn't turn him down. So if you look at that, and a lot of the recruits that are coming in, the 5 stars at least, have kind of echoed that sentiment that if Notre Dame makes him the head coach or at least can keep him, our recruiting class will stay pretty much intact. So far, we've only had one decommit, and it was a 3-star safety from Florida. So that's not going to hurt us much at all. And then the last thing I'm going to say for the coaching search, I really want Marcus Freeman. I understand he doesn't have a head coaching like at all, but he's a great guy. He's young. He's feisty. He'll go after recruits. He's the best recruiter Notre Dame has had in over 30 years. And he's got that energy, and he's a player-first guy. And if you look at the whole team wants him. Like, all the players are endorsing him to be the next head coach. I don't want to see him leave, because what will end up happening, if Notre Dame doesn't give him the head coaching job, he'll just go to LSU. And he is a good coach. And I don't want to let that happen, because you see other programs like Clemson. Dabo started out as a wide receivers coach. He got his opportunity. Look how that turned out. Look how Lincoln Riley turned out. People don't know this. He was a nobody coach from ECU, Eastern Carolina. Got the job and he wasn't even a head coach at Eastern Carolina. He was an OC. Gets the job at Oklahoma. Does amazing. So I don't see why it's such a bad idea when Marcus Freeman in his first year, hasn't even been here for 12 months, has done this much for your program. Give the man the job. Like, the players love him. They'll play for him. He's a great energy guy, good young guy. That's what Notre Dame needs. That's what they need to compete. They need a guy who will go recruit, sit in a guy's family, and sell Notre Dame football to 5 stars. And he's already proven he can do that. So, but that's my piece. Screw Brian Kelly. I hope Bama crushes him every year.
Well, that's the thing I was also thinking about is Kelly never showed a willingness to recruit really very much. So imagine how different it's going to have to be. He's going to have to actually try and enjoy recruiting at LSU. And also, he does not fit the culture that LSU has.
No, he doesn't.
He's a white guy. He's an old white guy from Massachusetts. He is not a
The recruits literally said that when they committed to Notre Dame, they don't. When they said when they had to commit, the whole process of being recruited, they never talked once to Brian Kelly, never once. Until they said they were going to commit.
Sounds like what happened with Justin Fuente. I don't think he really ever talked to the recruits anyway. It was always his staff that did the recruiting.
That's why Mario and Dabo get good recruits.
Because they go in. Like I literally just saw a thing where yesterday Dabo was with Brent Venables recruiting. So
Yeah,
if anyone's
Mario-
wondering if Brent
Mario
Venables is going to Oklahoma,
Why is
you're
there
wrong.
reports that Oklahoma is calling him to be the head coach then?
They're
Like,
calling him to be the head coach. Because they want him to be the head coach.
Because Venables.
how much money do you think it would take?
Because
Venables doesn't want to be a head coach. How many times do I got to tell people that? He's literally said this multiple
He probably
times.
will want to be a head coach eventually.
Yeah,
Venables is probably the biggest.
he doesn't want to right now with his kids.
Name in the country.
I don't know why you would want to. You know how much these head coaches see their family? Do you want to guess?
Probably like
Never.
Probably
Like,
yeah.
And you know
hardly-
what he just had?
Yeah,
He just had his mom and mother and father-in-law moving to the same neighborhood as him because he has the time to be able to do that so he can see them.
Yeah.
It's like Lucas said.
See, I wish there were more coaches like Venables that had loyalty, but it's just hard to find that anymore. But
Hey,
we can
trust
move
me.
on.
We talked about it in the chat. I went through the same deal with Willie Taggart. We fired Mark Helfrich, who
I
was.
forgot you even had Willie Taggart at Oregon.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I
you
remember
probably
him.
should be glad
I
you
only
didn't got
remember
rid of
him
him,
from
though.
Florida State.
No, I'm not glad. I'll tell you why. Because when we were going through that, I mean, Mark Helfrich was riding off the coattails of all of Chip Kelly's recruits, and then had a shitty year because he actually had to be a head coach. And then Willie Taggart comes in and turns that team that was terrible, a no-name, barely 3-star quarterback named Justin Herbert, turned him into a top recruit or a top player. And they went 7-5 that year. Had all these things. We're saying the same thing. Brian Kelly. Oh yeah, we're so stoked. We're gonna turn this into blah 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 blah. All this stuff.
And Taggart goes to Florida State.
And then
and then he
freaking
smokes out there.
and then he dips out before the bowl game and takes our defensive coordinator with him.
And then look how loud her now.
So were you happy with what happened at Florida
Where
State?
is
then?
Taggart anyway anymore?
I think
no
he's at
idea.
like some Florida school. I don't know, but
Like
Well, you say,
FAU?
Ryan?
Is it FIU? Is it FAU?
Yeah.
it
is
might be
FIU.
FIU.
It would be
Which is
FAU.
where-
'cause I think
that's where-
No, that was Butch Davis. That was the head coach there.
Well, I don't think he's a head coach. That's my thing.
Oh, okay. But I was gonna say then we can move on because I wanted to get
No,
your
we have
guys'
to talk
opinions
about,
on this.
about Virginia Tech.
Yeah, we can. But I was just gonna say.
Well, we also
just
need to
really
talk
quick-
about Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about Lincoln Riley and then we can talk about Virginia Tech. 'cause
But
that's not
really
big.
quick, this last thing about Brian Kelly, because screw him. But
He's the head coach at FIU, by the way. Sorry,
No,
Oh, yeah,
no
is the head
joking.
coach of FIU?
FAU.
Oh,
Seriously
FAU,
though,
that's what I
if you guys were the athletic director at Notre Dame, and you had to pick a coaching candidate right now, and like all the guys that are out there, who would each of you hire, or who do you think, and for what reason?
Matt Campbell, experience.
I'd go for, yeah, I mean, Matt Campbell's a good choice. I'd probably try and get Luke Fickell, just try and do the same thing, bring another guy in from Cincy.
I would
much
for
the
sure try for Luke Fickell.
I would try it for Luke Fickell. I feel like that might be good enough because he'd be staying in the same region. I feel like
Matt Campbell. I'm with
probably
Lucas
Matt
on this
Campbell
one.
probably
Matt
the
Do
Campbell.
you think
one.
Marcus Freeman stays if you hire Luke Fickell, or does he leave for LSU?
If you hire Luke Fickell, he'll stay for sure.
if you bring in somebody else that's outside of the region, maybe Marcus would go.
Because it sounds
Marcus
like to me that from all the reports that if Notre Dame doesn't give him the head coaching job, he's going to go join Brian Kelly at LSU to be the highest paid coordinator in college football. So
I don't blame him.
He'd be making more than most head coaches probably.
That's why I'm saying
honestly, Matt Campbell's probably going to want to bring some of his dudes from Iowa State. So
they're not going to be better than Marcus Freeman, though. That's the thing that sucks.
It doesn't matter. He's still going to want to.
That's why exactly why I hope they go get him. Then I want Marcus Freeman to leave just so you can be in misery.
No, I hope they get Urban Meyer.
Do you think that he would be a good head coach? Like honestly,
no.
You think Freeman would be a good head coach?
No. I mean, it does.
I think he'd be decent, but I feel like
he wouldn't be Brian Kelly.
He wouldn't be as good as Brian.
He'd be a better recruiter at least. We'd have better.
Okay, recruiting only gets you so far. Look how LSU's recruiting classes before, and look at Georgia's recruiting classes when they had Mark Richt. They were still mediocre. That only gets you so far.
The only time I will ever be okay with hiring a coach that has no head coaching experience is if they've spent 3 to 5 years under Nick Saban.
Or Brent Venables.
Or if they're from the NFL. If they're an assistant
Venables
from the
is
NFL.
stay put, my friend. Leave him
alone. I'm just saying he'd be probably the one person other than anyone from under Nick Saban.
I know.
Being hired.
What about PJ Fleck at Notre Dame? You think that would work?
PJ Fleck?
Yeah, because he's been talked about.
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad pick. I don't think he's
been staying probably pretty much the same in the Midwest region, so I think that would fit. I just don't know how Row the Boat is gonna if Row the Boat's really gonna fit. And he's gonna have to leave that Minnesota.
Yeah,
I do love him as a coach.
And be champions every day.
You gotta row the boat. You gotta row the boat as an Irishman. Row the boat as an Irishman.
Hey, he goes from being a Golden Gopher to the Golden Domer.
To the Golden Loser.
Well, okay, so let's talk about.
Let's move on to Lincoln Riley. Probably. Well, I think this is more shocking, honestly.
I don't think Lincoln Riley's that shocking.
I think it's more for me where he went.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not
would have been more shocking if he had gone to LSU, or would have been
yes.
No.
Yep.
I would have rather him go to no. It would have been more shocking if he went to USC.
If he would have went to LSU, Brian Kelly would have stayed.
Why? But here's my thing.
Or Brian Kelly goes to USC.
No, he wouldn't have done that. No, he would have been murdered.
If he did that, if he actually did that, I would have been even funnier.
No. I asked Andrew. I'm gonna sneeze.
He would have been assassinated before he left the South Bend airport. Like that's what would have happened.
I'm hanging on to a sneeze right now, but I'm trying to ask Andrew. So why do you think it would be more of a surprise? The only reason why I don't think it's more that he went to USC is because of the history of incredible quarterbacks that they've had go through that program.
Haven't since
but like
USC or Oklahoma?
USC.
Yeah, but what was the last good quarterback they had since Sam Darnold?
I know. Who was the last good quarterback that did anything once they left the program and went to the NFL?
Matt Leinart, probably.
Well, tell me how many.
Not even really.
No, Carson Palmer.
Mark Sanchez.
They're
Mark
right.
Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez.
We can roast Mark Sanchez, but his first 2 years,
he made a good running game.
Sanchez was good. Matt Barkley was good in college.
No. His best one though, John David Booty.
Yes,
David Booty.
I love John David Booty.
No.
Isn't there a offensive defensive coordinator that has a similar name or something? It's like something Booty is his last name.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think he's an
I can't remember.
Guy. No, but let me finish this. So you look at where it is. You're recruiting right there in California. Now, obviously, Oregon kind of owns California currently in recruiting, but I think it's gonna. Jesus. God dang it, Josh.
Josh, you're distracting him. Let him answer his question.
Damn
right,
Josh.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, hey, Josh should be careful. They could go for Mark Stoops to Oklahoma.
Hey, no, he just signed it. He just signed an extension.
He re-signed with Kentucky, I think.
4-year extension just now.
Yeah, he got an extension.
Well, good thing there.
But anyways, so you're right there in California, and they have, I mean, 9 times out of 10, the best quarterback coming out of high school is from the state of California.
Minus the 2 from Georgia in the last 10 years.
Yeah, sure. And then
Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence. Come on. But keep going. And Justin Fields.
Where was Justin Fields from?
Georgia. Literally Harrison High School, 30 minutes.
Yeah, but they weren't the number. I mean, Justin Fields wasn't the number 1 quarterback in the country.
Okay, then Trevor Lawrence was, because he was in the state. We had the top 2 from the state.
Well, and you have somebody else, and I can't remember who it is. But anyways,
finish your thought, Lucas. What was your thought?
Yeah, I'm trying to finish it. So basically, why would you rather go somewhere like LSU where you're competing with these SEC teams to get something like that, when really you could go to USC where, 1, it's a nicer place to live.
That's fair.
2, you're right there in that
pipeline. You're in a weaker conference.
You're right there in that pipeline. You're in a weaker conference, and you're not competing with anybody but UCLA, maybe, and then Oregon.
Yeah,
so, like,
I just can't believe. Like, can we should have made a meme about Lincoln Riley doing that to the SEC, because he didn't want none of that SEC.
Okay. We don't have to. We can do that later. But
anyways, that was my question to Andrew.
I guess really the more thing is for me is because you have already we don't know what the USC board is going to restrict them on. With LSU, I will also agree with this on Ryan. You do have the better facilities. You have the better facilities at LSU.
You have more control.
You have more control of the program. You're still in the recruiting hotbed in Louisiana. Let's not act like Louisiana is no slouch for recruits.
It's not.
You have Texas. You have Texas right next door still.
Probably 4th in the country.
Yeah, you have Texas right next door. You still have a huge recruiting hotbed.
You have Georgia and Alabama on a car ride or a plane's ride away.
Like a 10-hour drive. Yeah, exactly. That's 2 more hotbeds. You do have and then you just have also the appeal to recruits of the SEC playing against the best, which a lot of them do honestly want to do. Now, I will. But I think, though, I kind of do think it's more the control for me, because I just don't know what USC is going to do for that. Are they changing maybe with that regard? Are they going to give him more control because they do already?
Have they said that they will? Have they said that they agree? Apparently, part of the deal, I've seen at least the rumors. There's been no confirmations that USC said they will try and make improvements to the Coliseum, and
they need to. I saw pictures of it. It's bad.
Yeah, they need to make upgrades to the Coliseum. They said that they'll try and upgrade other facilities, give them pretty much give him, crazy walk around money to make his assistants probably some of the highest paid in the entire country.
I mean, yeah. So if they do that, then I'll take back what I said.
But USC's not going to do that. They're not going to give.
We don't know.
We don't know. We'll have to wait.
We don't know.
Well, they're already giving him a crap ton of stuff. Like, he gets like the private helicopter or whatever.
They've already bought a house. They've already said they'll buy a house for him or something, and buy out the house he does have in Oklahoma.
Yeah, if they're going to do that.
Wasn't Cliff Kingsbury supposed to go to USC a couple years ago, or was it last year?
No,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Or something like that.
That doesn't matter.
But I'm saying, like, didn't the boards literally came out after they fired Clay Helton and said that football wasn't their main priority. Like,
I would like to see that quote, because
me and Connor were talking about it when it happened.
I just don't understand how they can say that. I just don't understand.
No, they were probably saying that at the moment, maybe because of with the scandal.
They were literally
with the whole admission scandals and the whole U.S. Reggie Bush thing. Yeah, but clearly it seems like they've had a change of heart. If you're willing to go after to get a guy like Lincoln Riley, who had basically everything for him going at Oklahoma, you could there's clearly something in there that's changed of heart.
There is some additional things that they probably said that they will agree to do.
They better, because he will leave in a heartbeat if he doesn't.
I will say this:
he left quicker than any coach I've ever seen. Almost as quick. I will say this though: pretty much.
If he goes to USC and they try keeping
confirmed at this point.
I'm saying when he goes to USC, if they try keeping him on a leash like they did with Clay Helton,
It's not going to work.
No,
he
he's
will
gonna leave. No, he's
Well-
yeah. We're not denying that, but I'm just saying, like, there's clearly something in there that made it appealing. Like, because
it's the location. I guarantee you, it's the location.
But why downgrade? Was it because Oklahoma?
Oklahoma is
think-
not a better place to live than.
I don't think
No, not
that's
to
true.
live. I'm saying they're a better program right now than USC is.
I think I
because
mean, yeah,
of
but I
Lincoln
think
Riley.
it is the biggest thing is, and I will probably say part of it is maybe Oklahoma going to the SEC in 3 years.
That's part of it. But I
That
just
is
look
part
at
of it,
like
because they would have to the SEC would have to be reorganized, obviously, with Texas and Oklahoma there. So the West would be completely different. So Alabama and LSU, so like one of those, so it's pretty much would be like LSU would be in the West and Alabama's not going to be in the East, playing against Georgia probably.
they might
the
have
most
to.
confusing
They might not
part,
have to.
though,
We have no idea. We'll have to wait and see. But I think it is just because the Pac-12 is so much easier because the Pac-12 just beats up on itself every year.
Yeah, but if
And-
it was so easy, then why is USC struggling with getting the talent that they have? I mean, they have
Well,
Drake
it's not
London,
because
who's
it's
a
not just
beast.
because of that. It's just like I'm saying the Pac-12 as a conference is just overall easier in general because like the past.
I'd say the Big 12 is pretty
Oregon
wide
and
open.
Utah, and pretty much
Yeah, the
pretty
Big
much
12 is
Oregon.
wide open, but it gets crapped on every year. Nobody cares about who the Big
Nobody,
10
but
winner is.
you're going to the same situation. The Pac-12 gets as about the same respect as the Big 12 does. I mean,
I disagree.
I no. This is how I look at it because
Well, I mean, okay, straight
this
up.
is the
how many-
biggest
okay,
part.
Wait, you say that Pac-12, the Big 12 gets as much as
I'm saying like they probably are about even. Maybe the Big 12 gets a little bit more respect, but
what from the playoff committee?
like from the playoff committee. But I'm
Okay,
saying,
no, Oklahoma has been in what, like 4 or 5,
Yeah.
out of the past, like 7 playoffs.
but what
Yeah,
I'm
they're
saying
0-4.
is,
There's been what,
You-
2-3
you-
times that 2 times that a Pac-12 team has made it.
Yeah,
Or
but why?
in Washington.
But why? Because Oklahoma runs through the Big 12.
And also because the Big 12 doesn't have.
well, it has nothing to do with that. It's mainly because for the
The Big 12
longest
doesn't have
time,
divisions either. It's a full round robin. So it's a
Yeah,
little
it's the
easier.
top two. The top two. teams.
So Big 12 is easier to determine which team is actually better because they play every team.
But then they run through the Big 12, and then they get into the because they're not battle tested by the time they get to the playoff, and then they get smoked by an LSU or whoever.
the difference is they don't play defense. That's why they've gotten smoked. But
Oh, hey, sounds like Notre Dame.
okay,
But
I'm
now,
saying-
but now
anyway,
they
Brad-
go to the Pac-12, and they will be battle tested by the time if you go undefeated in the Pac-12, you're a good freaking team. You're
Okay,
nobody
what
has done
doesn't
it.
make sense is why are Lincoln Riley and Brian Kelly leaving programs? It's different when you see coaches leave like a Coastal Carolina or a Louisiana to go to like a LSU or a Stanford or whatever.
Money.
But to
Money
have a
talks.
program like Notre Dame, who you're 11-1, you're still in college football playoff contention, and then on the other side with Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley has what, 3 Heisman Trophy winners at this point? 3 or 2?
Two.
2, and you're in the
He's
playoff conversation.
He nearly had 3. And he-
Yeah, you're in the playoff conversation every year, and like those programs have now already been built up. Why would you leave to go to a USC that needs to be rebuilt, and then an LSU team that has a lot of stuff just floating around that program right now that has nothing to do with football, who's 6-6? I guess that's, for me, other than the money, it doesn't make sense to leave for a lesser program right now. Not saying that LSU won't be good next year or
Fear
for
of
future years because of
complacency,
recruiting.
my friend. It's called fear of
But I'm
complacency.
saying you're competing. Why would you want to go to a place where you're not competing?
Yeah, and you're losing 1 to 2 games every single year, and then you're losing in the playoffs every single year. Maybe go somewhere where you can win a playoff game. That's why.
USC hasn't won a playoff game at all, so that makes no
I
sense.
know, but
for
they
Lincoln.
can.
I don't know. I mean, we'll just have. We hope. I hope we
2016 was
get
their
a
best chance.
direct
and
answer
they-
from these guys. I doubt it.
But no, I want to move on and talk about your new guy, Connor, because I don't have any idea who this
Yeah,
is.
me either.
Wait, well, who is his name again?
Brent Pry. He was Penn State's defensive coordinator.
Okay.
He's been with Frank. He's been with James Franklin since Vanderbilt, actually. So he came with him from Vandy.
Oh,
He's been a defensive coordinator for a few other teams.
ooh, are you guys gonna take Moorhead? You can have him.
I have no idea.
Give him more head. Give him more
the
head.
offensive coordinator. I have no idea. That is a good
He was
question.
the
Jesus
OC.
Christ.
He was the OC with Franklin and Penn
Oh, really?
State.
Would you be mad if that happened, Lucas?
No, not at all.
At this point, I'll take anybody over Cornell.
And then Oregon hires Cornelson.
No, I want Oregon. I really actually want Oregon to hire Dan Mullen.
How
want
much
Dan
more?
I want Dan Mullen as our OC.
Lucas,
So Pry, he's the main reason that he's actually been a pretty good reason why Penn State has been able to get a lot of good players from Virginia in the past couple of years. Like the number 3 or 4 running back a couple years ago in the entire country was from Virginia. He was a 5-star recruit, Devin Ford, and it was pretty much down to Virginia Tech, and Penn State actually, and I think Alabama at one point, but it really became down to Penn State and Virginia Tech, and he was leaning towards Virginia Tech, and then Pry was able to come along and pry him away from Virginia Tech to Penn State. So he's been with them. His defenses, obviously Penn State's defense was their strength this year. They've had 8 out of the past 12 years, they've had a top 25 defense. He was a former grad assistant at Virginia Tech back in the 90s under Bud Foster during the time when the current interim head coach, J.C. Price for Virginia Tech, was a player at Virginia Tech. He will be keeping J.C. Price as the associate head coach / defensive coach. But besides that, I think everybody else is gone, other than maybe Ryan Smith, who I think is another defensive coach. But everyone else seems to be gone. So that was the thing that everyone is liking is the good that was the biggest thing that Whit Babcock, the AD, was looking to, was getting someone who had strong ties to Virginia Tech, who could also recruit very well the area. And so people are hoping that because he was part of the reason that Penn State was recruiting so well in Virginia, especially in like the 757 area, which usually has been one of Virginia Tech's strengths. Hopefully that'll help it mediate it. And it's just like he's kind of coming home. And so the Bill O'Brien rumors of going to Virginia Tech were not true, because I was panicking when Ryan decided to share that with me this morning. In my groggy sleepiness when he sent me in that group chat, and I literally almost panicked and threw my phone against the wall.
Was there talks with Bill O'Brien?
I don't know. There were rumors, and Alabama fans were like ready to drive Bill O'Brien all the way to Virginia Tech to drop him off because they wanted him gone.
What's your lower class looking like?
A recruiting class?
No, just like what? How many seniors do you have? Because I know Braxton's coming back, right? Because he's a 5.
He's gone. I think this is actually his 3rd year at Virginia Tech, and
so he did what? He redshirted 1, did 1 year,
but he was so he's a redshirt senior, I think, this year, because he
can come back because of the COVID year.
Maybe I have no idea. I'm not entirely sure yet about that. But Trey Turner's gone. Amari Bono will be gone probably. Like Trey Turner, Amari Bono, and 2 other guys got invites to the Senior Bowl. What?
Anybody too important? Like, how's this team going to look next year? Are they going to be pretty like?
That's the thing. Is like, I have no idea. I mean, we're losing. I have no idea if Braxton will still be there for quarterback, and we have like Knox Kadum, who came in during whatever game. I think it was the Boston College game. He came in. He's a true freshman. We have another guy who's like a high 3, low 4-star recruit, Taj Bullock. He's been sitting on the practice team. So I have no idea what's going to happen. But I don't mind the hire. I think it's a good hire. I thought they were going to go someone that did have head coaching experience, and they were trying for Napier.
So has he not been a head coach before?
No.
Right?
So they were
then
trying.
wait.
So they were originally trying for somebody that did have head coaching. So they were going for Billy Napier and
What's this guy's name again?
Brent Pry.
So then why is it
PRY.
so hard to believe that Marcus Freeman could be a head coach?
Well, I think it's just because of it's not that hard. It's probably just because this guy's 51. He just has been a coach a much longer time than Marcus.
Yeah,
Well,
He's been coaching for 30 years.
He's literally been coaching since '92.
Yeah, and like I said, he
know
practices at Virginia. What?
I didn't even know that Marcus Freeman was a 5-star recruit when he was coming out.
Yeah, he played at Ohio State.
I didn't know that.
He played at Ohio State with AJ Hawk.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah, they were talking about him today on the Pat McAfee show.
That's Brady Quinn's brother-in-law, I think.
So
a lot of
I don't know.
connections.
We'll have
But
to wait and see.
so this Brent Pry guy, so he hasn't been a head coach, but he has been an assistant head coach, which was what Mario Cristobal was the assistant head coach to Nick Saban before he came to Oregon. So I mean, it's like that's enough for me to say you're going to be, decent.
You don't want the guy who started Felipe Franks over Kyle Trask.
No, you really don't.
No, I think you'd be significantly better.
I think for Virginia Tech for this, we'll just have to wait and see how he rounds out the staff. Price will still will stay the interim for the bowl game, which at this point is looking to be the Military Bowl versus East Carolina. Potentially, that's the rumor, which means I could go to that because that's played 20 minutes from where I live at Navy. So, but for now, we'll just have to wait and see who he hires as offensive coordinator, and who else he hires to round out the rest of his staff, because he's not going to keep that many people that's currently on the staff.
Sure.
So is Cornelson for sure gone? Like, has he already been fired?
What everyone's hoping, and I swear to God, if Cornelson's there.
How mad would you be?
You're never going to another game.
Oh my God! Cornelson was Fuente's guy. He came with Fuente from Memphis, so I don't think.
Okay, but like on a scale of 1 to 10, how mad would you be if he stayed as the OC?
As mad as you were with Kelly in the group chat. Probably more so. Probably more so.
Do we want to? We're running out of time. We should probably move on.
Who cares? We literally had to do a big.
This is a 2.5 hour stream right here.
Who the hell cares?
Yes. Exactly.
All right, I think it is time for regrets of the week, though.
And
so let's do regrets first. Okay. So obviously, for those who have never watched Regrets of the Week, this is our regret pick or hot take that we made the previous week. And this is the one thing that we regret saying or putting out there into the world. So let's start with Ryan, actually.
Okay, so I have an apology to make. It's to Lucas.
What's
I've
up?
Been saying whole year, Oregon State is the best team in Oregon. I am sorry, Lucas. I was wrong. I am an idiot thinking that the Beavs would ever take over the state of Oregon.
I'm proud of you, Ryan.
You finally learned. He's finally learned.
So I am sorry, Lucas, for doubting the Ducks, but I'm also sorry that you guys will lose to the Utes again because for whatever reason, Ducks don't know how to tackle Utes. So I said my.
Well, it's not at Utah, so it's different.
What happened in the Pac-12 championship 2 years ago?
I don't care.
I recall it was 30. I recall it was 35-17.
I recall 38-7. That's what I recall.
Oh my God! Who the hell?
Okay, guys. Lucas, let's just move on. Lucas, what is your regret?
All right, so
Ryan's regret is being just flat out wrong about everything.
Being an idiot.
I'll go on. I'll go on more about that thing when we go to our meme teams. But my regret pick of the week was picking Boise State. They looked really freaking good at the beginning of that game. It was like 16-3 or something like that. They were dominating San Diego State, and then freaking Connor was just chirping in the back of my head. I could just hear him. San Diego State's still a good team. They should be in the top 25. And then San Diego State they just start blowing them out, and they just destroy.
What happened to Boise State? Weren't they like dominated early?
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what's funny, Lucas, is even though I've picked them and I've gotten them right every single time San Diego State picking them this year,
You've been the only one that's stuck with them.
I'm the only one that's stuck with them. I think I'm the only one who's picked them in every time.
It's always been 3v1.
But I think what's hilarious is I never say anything about them being ranked. Actually, I never try and challenge where they were ranked in the top 25 ever because I didn't want to put anything out there in the world and jinx it. But I don't think it's just like I don't know. I just like San Diego State. I don't know why. I just kind of did. So they were like my team.
They definitely proved you right because they came out and they just. I don't know, something clicked and they just started destroying the Broncos.
Yep.
It was Sorry.
Yeah.
The worst Broncos in the state.
No, that's the Denver Bumpkos.
You just beat Justin Herbert.
The Bumpkos. I don't want to hear it. Nope.
The Chargers.
We're not even in the same state, but okay, continue.
Okay, let's move on. Coster, who is your regret?
My regret picking Ohio State. Man, they deceived me.
Why do you regret that? Why?
Because they deceived me. They deceived me thinking they had defense.
You didn't even pick Michigan. You still picked Ohio State.
Okay. I know.
They deceived me.
That's
why. If they hadn't deceived me, they just deceived me. They made it look like they had a defense. I said, oh, maybe they're actually good. Psych. Like
honestly,
and then they go back.
Right mind.
Gotcha, bitch.
Nobody in their right mind should have picked Michigan. For that. There's no reason.
By the way, really quick, why are Ohio State fans still talking trash about Clemson? I literally heard a fan today on the radio.
Because we're their dad. They're annoying. They're
season's over.
Just mad because we're dad. They're just mad because we're daddy. Clemson's Ohio State's daddy. I don't want to hear it. They beat us one time. We're still daddy. Quiet peasants. I don't want to hear it. Ohio State fans are trash. And
all right, who's next?
Connor.
My regret was not picking Virginia Tech. I feel like I should have just stuck with them.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I think I was the one person. I think throughout the entire season, I was the person who picked the most often against their own team. Out of everybody,
even more than me, yeah.
Even you, yeah. So
me and Lucas were the only ones that never picked against our teams.
Yeah, no, he picked Stanford.
No, he didn't. He took Oregon.
No, you never said.
You said they were going to lose.
You said they were going to lose.
I will say the only 2 games we lost. I said previously that we could.
You still called that they were going to lose it, but you didn't actually pick them to lose.
Yeah.
But I picked my team to lose a few times, and I didn't. I don't think I've actually got it right every time I did pick Virginia Tech to win. So
that's probably a good thing. That's how you won.
So yeah, that's how I'm leading.
I'm 11-1. So
but yeah,
you're 11-1, and your coach left you.
So I don't know. We'll have to. But that's about it. That was really about the only regret I had. I don't even know what other picks I actually got wrong because I'm doing really well in the pick'ems. But I think we can move on to stunners and bummers. I think that's the next part we should go to.
Yes.
So for those who have never watched previously, stunners and bummers, this is the the player or the coach who stunned us and looked fantastic this past weekend, and bummers.
Excellent, Joss. Excellent, Joss. That's
University
a
of
W.
Third best.
No, Cincinnati.
Yep. No, they're third best. Ohio's better.
No,
go Bobcats.
Akron.
Yep.
Yeah, no, because Akron.
No,
go
Zips. They're the 4th best because now Ohio State had to give back that property in Michigan that they owned. So now Michigan has property in Ohio. That's how that works. So
nice. So and then bummers are the players or coaches that crapped the bed, pretty much. So we'll go with Lucas first. Who is your stunner and bummer?
Okay, so I'll start out with my my stunner of the week. This is the first time I'm doing this, and I'm glad I finally got to. Is Anthony Brown, the quarterback for Oregon. Easily the best game that he has had as an Oregon Duck, and it was in the most important game, so I'm super stoked that he did it. He was 23 for 28.
Apparently, we forgot about Wooster in Ohio as well.
Who's
Oh, Youngstown State too. Don't forget about
Oh,
Youngstown
and
State.
Youngstown.
You're the
State.
Penguins.
Go Penguins.
Wait, what's more frightening, a penguin or a bunny?
A penguin. Like the fuck?
Penguins for sure.
Probably Penguins. 'cause-
I don't know. Them bunnies
No,
are
no,
pretty
no,
ferocious.
no,
All right. Go let
Anyways.
Lucas continue going. Let Lucas continue.
All right,
going.
so he was 23 for 28, which is his best completion percentage on the season. 275 yards, which is probably the most he's had on the season as well. 2 touchdowns. He had 2 passing touchdowns, including a incredible ball that he threw on the run, I have to add. 14 carries, 83 yards, and 1 touchdown on the ground. Played just absolutely out of his mind, and he kind of needed to get some of our confidence up after we lost Ryan.
Oh, Ryan's completely gone.
Weird.
Good.
Anyways, I will continue. We kind of needed him to. We needed him to do that to get our confidence up for next week. And then my bummer of the week, it's not really a player or coach, but it's Wisconsin's opportunity that they blew. They started off 1-3 on the season. Their 3 losses were to ranked teams, good teams. They ended up winning 7 straight. Their defense looked like, arguably the best in the country. At one point, I'm pretty sure it was higher FPI ranked than Georgia's defense. They were 1 win away from getting to that old Big Ten title, and they blew it to the old Gophers and PJ Fleck. So, yeah, that's Wisconsin.
Ryan, is that you?
No. Well, yeah, it's me, but there's some dude that's got a radiator broken on his car.
Oh, jeez.
Nice.
So,
All right.
Okay,
so it's my
Ryan,
turn. Okay.
Yeah, who is your stunner and bummer?
All right, so my stunner, I'm going to go with the group of 5. I get it. We like giving the group of 5 some love here on this show. We're not all Power 5 bias.
I am.
He is.
Okay. But my center of the week is Caleb Ellaby, the Western Michigan quarterback, who was 21 for 26, completed 80% of his passes for 338 yards and 5 touchdowns and no interceptions. Western Michigan has really had a really up and down year. They beat Pitt week 1 and then get absolutely
Week 2.
embarrassed by Michigan in week 2 or week 3. But hey, they're called the Broncos for a reason. So go Broncos.
That's the reason
Bump
why.
goes. You mean the bump goes?
No, that's the
Broncos.
the boat.
Okay, who's your bummer?
So my bummer is Connor Bazelak, the Missouri quarterback.
Nice.
10 for 26, 38% completion percentage for only 65 yards and an interception. So what is that? What average is that for 10 passes for 65 yards? What is that like?
6.5 yards per completion.
This dude was supposed to be like the next Drew Lock at Missouri.
Which means he
saying
was
much,
mediocre to average at best.
Yeah, he put up numbers against bad teams. But hey, I don't think Missouri cares. They're bowl eligible. So.
Connor's scarfing down, dude.
You know,
Hey, a
Oh,
man's
real
got to
quick.
eat.
that a fruit?
real quick, fruit roll up, fruit gushers, or fruit by the foot?
Oof.
Not gushers. Not gushers for me. Not gushers for me. It's gotta be for me. It's either fruit by the foot or fruit roll-ups. I'm gonna go fruit by the foot because I feel like you get the most. And their strawberry fruit by the foot is goated.
See, Andrew knows what he's talking about. Fruit by the foot.
Yeah.
See,
that's
I
what
like to
remember.
eat like an adult, so I'm taking gushers.
Hey, come on, the fruit by the
Oh,
foot.
come on.
with
You
the
don't
tats-
like rubbing it around like an idiot when you do
Hey,
the
you don't like
gushers
the
where you go,
tattoos that come on it too? That go on your tongue? That's
Did you-
cool.
Oh, yeah,
did
the
you-
Those are raw.
Oh, yeah.
It's fire.
Those are raw.
Yeah, you're right. I think gushers taste the best, but they do get my fingers all sticky, so I don't like that. So
That's what-
fair enough. Anyways. Oh my god.
Ah, you did it. I love it.
I had
love
to
it.
stop myself from making the show un-PG for a minute.
All right.
Oh.
Wait, are you done?
I guess I'm up next.
Yeah,
Or-
go ahead, Andrew.
Nope.
All right. So my stunner of the week is Breece Hall, the Iowa State running back. 18 carries, 242 yards, 3 touchdowns, and also had a receiving touchdown on 39 reception yards. He's had an overall up and down year. I'm very kind of disappointed, but at least he finished out the year on a high note. I don't know if he's a junior or not. Or
I
if
think but he can come back.
I don't
He's
think
not
so.
gonna.
He's probably
Why? His draft stock fell.
Maybe. I still think
He may be a third round pick, like third round.
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, I could at least understand him more going to the NFL than Justin Ross. That one still baffles me. But besides that point, my bummer.
Wait. To point out about Breece Hall, he also broke the college football record for consecutive games with a rushing touchdown.
I did
24.
see that, and that was awesome. He went like the first thing he went and did is hug his parents after that, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So good on him. My bummer of the week is Auburn's clock management at the end of the game. What was that? Tank Bigsby, I get you're trying to get the first down. I'm expecting in a way.
He stepped out of bounds.
But just go down. You got to, at the end of the day,
I will also say
with the field.
The play call on the 3rd and 1 was terrible.
Yeah. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. But that's besides the
also,
point.
you can also say the refs should have called a few intentional grindings on the Alabama drive. And there was also a clear hold in the end zone when Alabama was in the end zone for Alabama. So that should have been a safety and turnover on downs.
I love Tank Bigsby. He's got one of the best names in college football, and I actually like him as a player.
But yeah, you just got to know where you are on the field. Like at the end of the day, yeah, I get you're trying to get the first down. I respect it, but you also got to know what's the situation. I know.
But I will say though, if he gets the first down, though, it is game. Basically.
It is true, but you play to live another down. You literally would have had it 3rd and 1 with the ball clock running. Oh, I saw that.
What is
it?
Us that
he says he's going to be the Mecca of college football. Told us that last week. Oh, is that guy from
Oklahoma? I saw that actually. That was hilarious.
Oh wow!
What a snake! GG. Damn, Lincoln Riley early is a snake.
Both of them are. They're both snakes.
Yeah, but it's funny that Brian Kelly did it.
It's kind of funny how people are now he's the least hated person, or KD is now not the most hated person.
Oh no, I still hate him with a passion.
You just hate him because he's beast. Because he beats LeBron.
I hate him because of how he treated Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook?
Well,
because he wanted to win a championship. It's crazy how people leave garbage places to win titles. It's crazy.
It's crazy how people leave places when they've dropped a 3-1 lead to join the team. Like, oh, can't beat him. Go ahead and join him.
Okay, he went there. He won 3 titles.
He didn't win 3 titles. Steph Curry
won 2 titles. My bad.
Should have won 3.
Steph Curry carried him to 2 finals, and the Warriors fans know that.
You know what's hilarious?
That's why he won finals MVP.
Guys.
Stats don't lie.
Let's move on.
Better than Bron, but yeah, Connor, your turn.
Okay, my turn to talk. So everyone else give their stunners and bummers.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my first stunner is Hassan Haskins, Michigan running back. 169 yards rushing. Nice.
He's the best Haskins between Michigan and Ohio State.
5 touchdowns. That is the 5 touchdowns, 5 rushing touchdowns, the most given up to one player in a game in Ohio State history. Is the tie for the most in the game in Michigan history. And pretty much it was Michigan was telling Oklahoma was telling Ohio State, hey, we're going to run the ball. And Ohio State was, okay, we're going to run the ball. Okay. And we can't stop the run. What's going on? It was pretty much that. Like Ohio State could not stop, a light breeze. Like they couldn't do anything. And then I actually have a second one, and I was the only person throughout the entire year that didn't have someone from their own team in their stunners until now. I have Virginia Tech's rushing offense, 320 total yards rushing on the statistically the worst rushing defense in the ACC, which was Virginia.
Nice.
Braxton Burmeister, 12 rushes, 115 yards, 9.6 yards per carry. Blackshear, running back, who was just named ACC running back of the week. 18 rushes, also 169 yards rushing. Nice. 9.4 yards per carry and 1 touchdown.
So basically the next Khalil Herbert.
Nah. Khalil, nah. I mean, well, Blackshear did come on pretty well, and I think in the last 4 or 5 weeks, he has over like 600-700.
Honestly, if you guys had Trey Turner, you guys maybe could have had 2 more wins. Like honestly,
if he wasn't injured, because he didn't play the
was the last 4 games, right? He didn't play.
No, he played in the Miami game, but he left after making a really good catch, and like he landed on his back, and he like got that wind knocked out of him or something. He had like a weird chest throat thing that was causing him a lot of pain.
Should have beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Hey, Trey Turner is still the best receiver in the Coastal Division.
I don't know. Addison might have Braylon Addison might have to have a word about that.
It's Jordan Addison, but Jordan Addison's about to win the Biletnikoff.
Oh yeah, you know what I meant.
Still,
he's gonna win He's gonna win the
Biletnikoff. Is that for Pitt? Is he with Pitt?
Yeah.
Well, actually, Virginia. I will say, they were the only team in the entire country, or at least in the FBS, to have 5 players with at least 500 yards receiving this year, and they had 2 or 3 1,000-yard receivers.
Well, they were the best offense in the country up until
they did. They had one of the best offenses in the country. Brennan Armstrong. They never had a 3,000-yard passer until.
Is their issue just the defense? Like, is that?
Oh, it was pretty much the defense. Like their offense is so good that like if they had any competent sort of defense, it's pretty much the same thing as Wake, except Wake's offense is. I'd actually say Wake has a better offense overall. Like, I don't know how. It's just their defense. I'd say Virginia's is just as bad as Wake's, but it actually hurt them a lot more.
Is Sam Hartman better than Armstrong?
I'd probably say yeah, but only slightly. Armstrong had 4. No, he had 4 straight 400-yard passing games to end the season.
Is it stupid to maybe think that Armstrong could be a Heisman candidate next year? Like
if he could have a full season, probably, unless I'm not sure if he's a senior, but if he could have had a full season this year, and if they had won the Coastal, I think he could have been a candidate, both him and Kenny Pickett. That's how good Armstrong actually is.
He doesn't deserve to be the first left-handed Heisman winner. Kellen Moore. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot he was a quarterback.
Okay, so and then my bummer. There wasn't that many that I could think of. Oh, I have 2. Eric Gray, the guy that we briefly talked about, who fumbled the muff to the punt inside the 5-yard line to give Oklahoma prime field position to make the game winning touchdown. As we said, if you're in college and you try and catch a punt inside the 10, just don't. It's just a bad idea. And then also because it's hilarious because there were so many people on Twitter about this, Alabama fans hoping and praying that Bill O'Brien was going to become Virginia Tech's next head coach, and saying they were willing to drive/pay for him to leave Alabama. And there was so many people saying they wanted that to happen. So I'm just glad that it did not happen because I feel like he would have left us in shambles as he did with the Texans. So that is my stunner and bummer of the week. I dropped my pen. I know what it is. There it is. And I think we can move on to our meme team of the week. This is going to be a lot of fun. So all of our teams actually won our rivalry game. So you will see a theme between all the teams in our meme team of the week.
Yes, we will.
So I think because I haven't started, we'll go with you, Coster, first.
Oh, don't mind if I do. Okay, I got a bunch, by the way. This isn't just one.
Of course you're gonna have a bunch. You probably hate your rival more than any of us hate.
Why do you guys hate South Carolina so much? They literally
they're annoying. Because
I know, but they just sit there in the corner and they take the beating. Like
no, they don't. Their fans are annoying. You don't understand.
It's kind of like Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech just kind of.
No, but Georgia Tech fans are annoying.
Georgia Tech fans are annoying because they think they're so much smarter than Georgia fans.
Yes,
that's
I don't know. They just come off so innocent, like they just kind of just.
No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I meant to add one real quick. Now I gotta add. But also the thing is with that, they're just also hold on to the early 2010s when they beat us like 5 years in a row, and they have not beat us since, which is really funny because they're just not good. I mean, that's really all there is to it. That's really the main reason like there is because they constantly are holding on to that. It's very, very aggravating. Like,
They beat you 5 years in a row back in the mid 2000s or something.
No, 2010s. Like when Spurrier was in there. Like when the 1 year
before Dabo.
No, it was when Dabo was there. So when Boyd was there, like 20 from like I think it was 2009 to 2013 or something.
Wait, you guys lost to them when you had D-Hop?
Yeah, we did. We did not beat him at all. We could not. We just could not. That was the one we just could not get done. We had the chance multiple times, and we should.
How?
That's a good because, dude, they just had. Well, they had Marcus Lattimore. They had Clowney. It's not like they didn't. They had Alshon.
No,
Jeffrey.
but I mean, like your wide receiving core, and like
and we should have won. No, we should have won. Don't get me wrong.
Isn't there? I mean, I know you had that famous brawl in the early 2000s. Wasn't there another brawl during that time period at like South Carolina or something?
There was one in the 80s, I think, or 90s.
No, there was a really famous one in like the early 2000s. That
that's the one I sent in the group chat where he's like kicking his helmet or like kicking.
That is from there.
Yeah, that's from that one. That's the one
his helmet, dude. He was cleating his freaking forehead.
Yeah, I know. I know, and I loved every bit of it.
He was pulling an Albert Hainsworth on him. That's pretty much what he was doing.
He really was pulling an Albert Hainsworth on him. It was excellent. I loved it. Yeah, it was a little harsh.
Okay, dude. That's the wrong type of fan wishing true bodily harm.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. I don't really wish that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we do not condone. We on the Week Zero podcast do not condone any sort of abuse.
You want me to
violence.
pull up when Ryan was wishing?
Oh yeah, you remember what you said about Travis Etienne? I don't want to hear it from you. You shut
your
your
mouth.
mouth.
The next day, Von Miller.
The next day he was done for the season.
No, the next day after I said that, LeBron went down with an injury. Von Miller went down with an injury. We lost two of our starting offensive linemen. So it was a great next day for me.
But here's my first one. Brought to you by the number 7.
Josh gives a good explanation right there, I guess.
Yes, 100%. They are not. They are owned by everybody. Like that is.
They have expectations
that they own.
They do. They do have expectations. But yeah. So first of all, this is 7 in a row. Even in the down year, it would be 8 if they didn't. If the SEC wasn't a bunch of bums last year and said you can't play anyone out of the conference. Because prior to that, that was the second most consecutively played rivalry in the country. Fun fact: 111 straight before that. But yeah, so that's the first thing with 7 in a row. Brought to you by the number 7. Ha ha ha! Not only is that we crushed them 30-0.
Dabo's down here kills me.
Yeah.
Like they are just down bad. Like, yeah, they won. They beat Auburn. They beat Florida. They got some hope up. That's the thing too. They were talking like they thought they were going to win this game. They couldn't even move the ball.
Honestly, though, why did Clemson only score 30 points?
Because we were just running the football down their throat. We were just honestly pretty much taking it chill and trying not to kill everyone. But it's all good. We got it for the bowl game.
They were trying to prepare their bodies in case both NC State and Wake lost and Clemson.
That was earlier in the day, though.
Well, dude, no, NC State had already won the day before. That wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right.
And shout out to, by the way, Wake then for winning, because if anyone was going to rep the ACC, I wanted it to be Wake, not that trash fan base down in what's it called, NC State. And then of course I got 2 more. So first, Ohio State. Come on, man. I was waiting for this because I hate their fan base, and this is what they get. I knew they were. I was just waiting for the right time. I knew they were going to lose the game at some point later on in the year, and this is it. They lose, down they go. They're not going to more than likely make the playoff unless some weird stuff happens. And then, Ryan, this is for you because this is probably how you felt last night.
especially having to deal with the Illinois fans chanting "Go LSU, Go Tigers."
Yeah.
Or Kelly left you, or the best
Kelly
one yet,
left you.
or the best one yet, hire Nagy.
Yeah.
So
hire
yeah,
Nagy.
this one, and I'm like, okay, first of all, we've never done anything to Illinois fans. I don't know why they like to hate.
Because it's funny.
But-
that's why. But anyway, that's beside the point. We can talk about it later.
Worst 24 hours as a Notre Dame fan ever.
But yeah. All right. So So Notre Dame was the last but not least. Lucas, you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next.
All right. So here's Lucas.
All right, so here's one of them. So this just set up so perfectly. For those of you that don't know, this is the ball that goes right between his hands.
This is Eric Gray. That's Eric
This
Gray.
is Eric Gray. Ball goes right between his hands and into old Jones Jr. right there. It's just a perfectly set up picture for old number 0 right here, showing us that they are 0-4 in the college football playoff. And then this one is excellent. So not only did Oregon State lose, Washington got crushed, and Ohio State got crushed. I mean, it was like Christmas early. It was early Christmas for the Oregon Ducks. Oregon owns the Pac-12. They have ever since it started. They're 4-0 in the Pac-12.
You mean the Pac-14?
Wait a minute. Something's missing from this picture, though. Where's Ezekiel Elliott as the grandpa?
No, so it was funny. I sent this into my cousin. He said you should have like some guy from Stanford in the back with a sniper.
Yeah,
and then you zoom.
Oh no, Stanford/Utah because they just come along.
No. Listen. So you zoom out a little bit and you see a Stanford guy with a sniper, and then you zoom out even further and there's just Utah as God just standing over.
No. I want to say something real quick. So you know how so Stanford had 3 coaches either get fired the week after playing them or left. The Washington State coach got fired. Washington's coach got fired. The week after playing Notre Dame, Brian Kelly left. So it looks like Stanford did beat Notre Dame in a way after
Can we just put like a Stanford Cardinal and just put like a virus symbol on it because it's just like they infect everything.
They've just infected.
Well, and that was all in the month of November.
Yeah, that's all this month.
Breaking news: there is a new virus that is spreading across the U.S. It is called the Stanford
Cardinal virus.
But anyways, yeah, so Oregon's undefeated in the Pac-12 title game. They've won more than any other team. They've been to more than any other team. They own the Pac-12, and now they are the rightful fathers of Ohio State. So,
and the thing that would have made this the best also is having Willie Taggart on the side.
You're co-parents with Michigan right now of Ohio State.
I will say though.
They're their wife. They're the wife.
You got to put Willie Taggart on the side, on his knees, crying at FIU, just saying what this could have been.
Yeah.
Oh,
you missed out.
Imagining a pine tree with a 30.06 right now.
Hold on, I'm pulling up. I forgot to add Ryan's meme in there, so we might have to go back.
Okay, I one for Oregon as well, right? Or do you not?
For Oregon?
No, it's not Oregon. It's Florida State.
Oh no, you have.
Right.
You have 2. So okay.
Okay. Well, I can do. Well, I can do yours right now.
Okay,
Connor.
do mine while you pull that up. So yeah, we don't always suck, but even at worst, we can still beat UVA. So yeah, 17 now out of the past 18, 20 out of the last 22. Virginia Tech has beaten Virginia. So, wow. Yeah, even when we were bad, like in 2018, where Virginia was actually pretty decent, we still were able to beat them. Last year, I don't think they actually played, and then 2019 they finally broke the streak. Excuse me. And then, meanwhile, Coster, could you put up that quick video that I sent you?
Oh yeah. Give me one.
So
second.
before you start it, I'll explain while he pulls that. So this play that he's about to show, it's has a meme underneath it from Forrest Gump, but you can see most of the play. This play is on 3rd and 10 from inside like the 20-yard line on Virginia's last attempt to try and get a touchdown to win the game against Virginia Tech.
Yes.
Right? And instead of throwing to the end zone, this happens. Watch. That's Brandon Armstrong, number 5. Throws to the offensive lineman, who gets tackled 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And so he just...
What the hell was that?
Exactly. So instead of throwing to the end zone, he decides to pull out a play that should only ever be used in about the first or second quarter at that. And Virginia Tech just sniffs it out. And so that is the ultimate. I just found it hilarious how Virginia has probably one of the top offenses in the country and yet can only go 6-6 with it. So,
by the way, really quick, Lucas, Tim wanted to say this to you.
I hear you.
he knows better.
Yeah, that's actually really good. I like that.
That's a good point, Tim. That is a
Michigan. And the funny thing too is that Michigan also beat the hell out of Washington this year, also. So it's like
you're right.
It's like we're just a match made in heaven.
Oh yeah, they are. Because
Jim Harbaugh and Mario Cristobal.
Huck the Fuskies, right, Lucas?
Huck the Fuskies.
Huck the Fuskies.
Dude, I'm so happy they're 4-8. It's so funny. Ever since that season where they beat Oregon like 70-21.
Was that the playoff year? They made the playoff.
And Jake Browning pointed at Oregon, like one of the Oregon players running into it, the touchdown. That's been burnt into our brains ever since then. And they've won 2 games in the last 15 years, I want to say, over Oregon.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Oregon State. The only time Oregon State's been able to beat us is when we've had down years, COVID year.
So last year was a down year?
Yeah. I mean, we were 4-3.
You guys won the Pac-12.
We finished 4-3.
Are you able to pull it up?
Yeah, I got it real quick. Hold on.
We finished 4-3.
Wait, how did you guys make the Pac-12 title with 3 losses?
Well, one of our losses was in the Fiesta Bowl, but
okay.
Are you talking about last year?
Yes.
Yeah. We got to the Pac-12 title because we couldn't play Washington because they got COVID.
Because Huck the Fusky.
Yeah.
Because Huck the Fuskies. That's how it is. All right, here we go. Coming right at you. This is for Stanford.
So this is for Stanford. We were talking. Guys said last week, records don't matter. It's rivalry. While ND's just chilling at the bar, while they're hanging Stanford on the mantle, like they do almost every year. For 2 years in a row.
Okay, Ryan. I'll ask you this: who is Notre Dame's biggest rival, though? Is it USC
Honestly,
or Michigan?
It's Michigan.
USC.
You know, USC fans think that they're our biggest rival. Michigan is our most hated rival.
Wow. So you're Michigan.
From Notre Dame fans itself, we get more hype when we play Michigan than we do playing USC.
You guys also seem to enjoy playing Navy. I know it's not a rivalry, so.
Well, it's not as much that. It's mainly because also the fact that Notre Dame and Michigan are 1 and 2 for the winningest programs in college football history. I think we're behind them.
It's pretty much like if they are tied, and then that'd be hilarious if they were to be tied, and somehow they both make the playoffs this year, and they're playing in the national championship or something, and whoever wins both the national championship and #1 spot for most wins in college football history or something.
Well, Notre Dame had it for the longest time, and then the last 20 years, Michigan just took the lead. Yeah, but other than that, it's kind of like USC's kind of like right with like Michigan State and Stanford. They're kind of like all in the same boat, and then you kind of go Purdue, Navy after that.
Navy, you guys just do it out of
it's not
Navy pretty much saved Notre Dame as a school.
I don't even know why Purdue's even a rival. Like it's
because it's in-state rival.
I know, but
Y'all play for that Shillelagh trophy.
Even Purdue fans say there's no there's no bad blood.
Well,
there.
Purdue's big rival's Indiana.
Yeah. And
they're playing for that old Oaken bucket. They don't care about that Shillelagh
I just
trophy.
don't understand why Notre Dame hasn't been able to keep the rivalry. Because I honestly get rid of Purdue and Navy. I understand the Navy thing, but I'd rather play Michigan State, Michigan, USC, and Stanford on a year-to-year basis. But for whatever reason, the Big Ten, it's not just the Michigan issue. The Big Ten doesn't want all of their teams playing Notre Dame. So, which has kind of ruined the whole Michigan rivalry. But
and here's your other one.
And then my second meme, I should say meme player is the kicker for Florida State. Now, I'm sure we've all watched the Charlie Brown shorts where she has the kid try to kick the ball and then she takes it. He didn't have to do this because he couldn't even kick it when it was standing right there.
He literally his foot just blew on it and it fell over without actually touching it.
Yeah, the funniest part about that is his foot never touched it. It blew over, and the dude tried playing it off as, the wind. The wind blew it.
Wouldn't it be because he never?
There's no wind.
Wouldn't it have been? Doesn't it only once he makes contact that counts as a kick? So couldn't they have actually?
No. If the ball once the ball leaves the tee, like if you make a kicking motion, this is how the ref described it. If you go for an onside kick or a kickoff, if you make a kicking motion with your leg and you follow through, if it doesn't matter if you hit it or not, if the ball comes off of the tee, it is considered a kick. So therefore, when he touched it to try to play it off, like, it just blew over. He touched it and it was illegal touching. So then Florida got the ball.
See, this is why I wish they just made it. They get a. It's like a 4th and 15 attempt from their own 35 or something. Or I wish they'd do that. The same thing in the NFL. You just get.
But it's more exciting.
You have to convert like a 4th and 10. You have to convert like a 4th and 10 or something.
But you're more likely to get a 4th and 15 than you are onside kick.
I feel like because both NFL and college football just made it so difficult to get an onside kick now because you can't have. You can't overload to one side anymore, and the players can't move until the ball is kicked.
It feels like it's been happening a lot more recently, though, in games.
What, onside kicks?
Like successful ones, like where it pops up and.
Well, yeah, they're starting to just kick it to where it just has a bunch of spin, and on that second bounce, it just goes flying in the air, and you just catch it on the.
And you just crack whoever has it and then take it.
Yeah, or you catch it as it comes down, but at the same time, I feel like I would rather see just a 4th and 10 or 4th and 15 attempt from their own.
But as a kicker, let me ask you guys this: do you guys think this guy's career is done?
I guess,
probably.
Senior, yeah. Yeah.
Is he a senior? He is.
And apparently, the game-winning drive by Florida State was by Florida or whatever the drive was. I think it was by Florida.
Oh no, it was Florida State trying to go down and make the game a game.
Apparently, I've heard it's one of the ugliest 98-yard drives you've ever seen.
I'm not even joking. There were, I think, 13 penalties on that drive. Yes.
On the drive?
On the drive to go make it.
I think I heard there were at least 3 different booth reviews.
Yes, there were.
Oh,
it took, I think they said 25 minutes of game time for a 1-minute drive.
Damn.
Well,
damn.
But it was there was one where it was back-to-back where it was like a holding on Florida State, which knocked them back to the 20. And then the very next play was pass interference in the end zone and then the very next play was another holding penalty. So it's just like.
Okay, I think we can we've covered all those segments. We can finally move on to our pick'em. Ryan,
thankfully, there's not many this week.
Yeah, there's not that many. It's all the conference. It's all the conference championships. We also did Army Navy last week.
And we all took Army, correct?
We all took Army.
Go Army, beat Navy.
Never.
No, we all took Army. Yeah, my bad.
Except Navy just put out some fire.
So did Army, though.
I didn't see theirs. What were theirs? Would you do to pull them up?
Yeah, I can pull them up real quick. Hold on.
I mean, if you want, we for those who haven't watched, it's been a long time since we've done it. We're doing it.
We can do this for our awards. On our awards.
Yeah, it'll be part of our. We're gonna do like a reward ceremony once the season's done, guys. But we used to do a segment called Recruitment Pitch of the Week, which was just the best uniforms of the week. And pretty much, if you want the best uniforms or jerseys, just look at the Army. Just wait for the Army-Navy game, like 2 weeks before it, and you're just gonna have the best, most fire uniforms ever. Pretty much every year, they are just so on point. Oh, those are nice.
Yeah.
Oh, those are nice. Those are almost like, I don't know why they kind of remember me.
Oh god, those look freaking nice.
Those are nice.
Operation Desert Storm vibes.
Operation Desert Storm. Do you have? And then there's a Navy right there below it.
Oh my god, why can't anybody else in college football get unis like that? Like seriously.
Because no one else can properly pull off the military look.
No, not just the military. I'm just saying like using your own colors like that.
Yeah, because when Utah did it, they look like zombies.
We all like.
I love those. I
He
love
just
those.
didn't like the helmets, but I mean, yeah.
Josh has got a point about this, by the way.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I forgot. And there's even a picture of it too.
By the way, did you guys know they're not together anymore?
Oh no!
No way, you're lying.
Damn,
no,
dude.
I'm not.
Damn,
I'm
GG.
not.
So they didn't even like put off the engagement. They completely broke up.
Yes.
That is
That's
so
the
bad.
ultimate L, isn't it?
That's the ultimate F and
You
middle
know what would have
finger.
been worse is if Ian Johnson had proposed to his girlfriend and she said no back in 2007. Yeah,
Oh,
Josh,
yeah.
didn't we call it? I mean, yeah. Once she thinks about it, that was probably the worst time. She probably realized that was the wrong moment to do that. She realized that was the wrong choice. Okay, Ryan, what are the pick'em scores? Let people know. I don't even remember. What did I even have last week? I know I was in the lead.
You're up by 4. I think
I'm
you were
up
up
by,
by 2
I
last
was up
week.
by 2. I was up by 2, and now I'm up by 4. Yeah,
Who else
Josh,
did
you're
you
the only
pick that
person
I got wrong besides San Diego State.
You got another one wrong. I don't remember which though.
Michigan, Ohio State.
Well, Carter
yeah.
got that wrong too, I thought. Didn't
We
you
all
go
got
Ohio
that
State?
wrong. We all took Ohio State.
Do you want me to look really quick?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Because I think I was only up by 2, and now I'm up by 4.
Because I said at the
Andrew got
Friday-
Boise wrong.
yeah, that's
you got. Hold on.
You got Boise.
You got UNC wrong.
okay.
North Carolina.
I think I took
we
North
all
Carolina as well, though.
all of us took Florida State, so we got all that. All of us got that wrong. We all took Liberty, which was wrong.
Oh yeah, Army destroyed Liberty.
All took Wisconsin, wrong. All took K-State, wrong.
I took Louisville, so I got that wrong, and I think he took Kentucky.
Andrew also took Boston College.
I changed that to Wake.
Oh,
I
did
changed
you?
that to Wake on Friday
Okay.
night.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I can.
that's
So
why
it's only 3 now.
Soft.
So it's a 3.
know
I
that
changed that after Friday.
I'm pretty sure Phil Djokovic played too.
Yeah,
Oh.
but he played. No, I changed it on Friday before the game. Because after that, I was like, no. You can change-
Soft.
Why I can't
Okay.
hear you down there for third
But-
place?
Make those
Okay,
picks.
okay,
Make those
Ryan.
picks
what are the
Anyway.
scores?
So, hold on.
So now,
All right, so in first place with 154
wow, that was
is
loud.
Connor.
Okay, 154.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So in second place
That's really loud.
with 151, Andrew.
Oh, so you gave the extra point back because he had switched
Yep.
the buck to Wake.
Yeah.
What? I don't get that.
So with the third place, it's Lucas with 142.
Wow.
Where's he at? What's
9 points between the two of them. That's crazy.
it was 8 last week, so I'm okay with that. I had a really bad week this week.
And then in last place, it's me with a very lonely 136.
18.
So I'm taking L's all over the place.
That's 18 between me and Ryan. Wow.
GG.
Wow.
I mean,
That's a
you
whole
might be able
week
to
of
catch up. You
pick'ems.
might be able to catch in the bowls because I mean, we're gonna be doing every single bowl game, and
That's
what,
that, and
40?
then you're just gonna need Connie to do really bad.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean,
That's
what-
exactly why we're
Hey,
gonna include them together, though.
the
Because
goal
that'll
is
make
to
So,
it more
win.
so
interesting.
we are going to include the bowl games.
Yeah,
in
I
this
think that would be
match.
good for the total because it'll make it more interesting.
Yeah, because I
Yes.
mean that's 43, including
Yeah.
including the playoff. Or does that include?
Because if you think about it right now, I could just pick, and I feel like we should make these picks like you got to make them before, like have like kind of an honor system where we all make the picks before, so it's not like
and for the bowl games we can't change. How about that?
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
We won't do
because
that.
I could sit here and just pick everyone that Ryan does, and he could never get in front of me.
Yeah,
also,
pretty much.
I will say this really
But
quick.
we can't change. We're not allowed.
Are
to
we
change.
doing an ESPN fantasy Bull Mania for a Capital One?
We could.
Make that open to,
For the fans,
to our 6 viewers.
Or 7.
That'd be
We
kinda
had
Josh would join.
No,
we
we
had
were up,
18
we were
earlier.
up to like 17 at one point this stream.
Yep.
At one point actually somehow. And then
All right, let's start these pick'ems.
Okay, let's do the
Start
pick'ems. These are all the conference games this week.
What the heck?
Wait, hold on.
That's Mac.
Yep, Maction, baby.
Maction.
What's going on?
Mac.
There we go. The MAC Championship.
Ooh.
Oh, Josh says he'll join the pick'ems.
Who's going first?
I guess I'll go first. I am going to go Northern Illinois. They have definitely, I think, been the best team in the MAC at times this year. I mean, they did beat Tech early on when Georgia Tech was good. By the way, Georgia Tech's best player, Jahmyr Gibbs, transferred. So they're also down bad. So, but I'm gonna go with the real Huskies, right, Lucas?
Yeah, yeah.
So not Huck these Fuskies?
No hucking these Fuskies.
Yeah. I don't know much about Kent State, but I'm pretty sure I picked NIU every time they've been on the pick'ems. So I'm gonna take NIU in this one.
So I actually have a old high school teammate, CJ Dunn, who plays for the Huskies. So I really want to go NIU here, but I'm sorry, CJ. You're a great defensive end for them, but I got to go with the Golden Flashes. The last time these two teams
You mean the
played,
Golden Eagles?
No, the Gold Flashes.
Oh, the Golden Flashes? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought they were the Golden Eagles.
The last time these two teams played in the regular season, Illinois won in a shootout, 52-47, but it was at NIU. So give me the revenge game for Kent State.
Okay, I'm going to take Northern Illinois and the Fighting not Paxton Lynch. Who is it? Jordan. What was the guy? Jordan Lynch?
Yeah.
Jordan Lynch?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Fighting Jordan Lynches. I remember when he was getting Heisman hype.
Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
they beat Florida State in that
That guy
bowl game,
ran
or was it
over
close?
everybody.
Yeah,
They
he
lost it
They lost it against Florida State
in the Orange Bowl.
in
Yeah.
the Orange Bowl. Yeah, in that game.
But it was a close one, wasn't it?
Taking Northern
No.
Illinois.
No, it was not close. But yeah. Conference USA Championship.
Oh, wrong thing. That was my bad.
Western Kentucky against UTSA. Man, I don't know what to do about this one because
And Ryan left again. He's disappearing.
so I don't know why he keeps doing this. I'm going to, I was so like debating on this one back and forth because originally it'd be an easy UTSA pick, right? Because like they've been the best team like out there all season. By the way, this game's on Friday, but then they just blew it against Northern Texas, and they didn't just lose; they got blown out bad. And here he goes again. And the last time they played, it was a 6-point ball game at between the two. So I think this time I'm going to go with the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with old Bailey Zapp as well. I really want him to break that record. I think he's gonna be the closest to doing that for a little bit. So I'm hoping for 5-6 touchdowns in this one from Bailey Zapp and to win this game over UTSA.
Ryan?
Yeah, I'm sorry, my internet's is going in and out right now, but I'm gonna go with another revenge game. Western Kentucky lost to UTSA in a shootout as well in the regular season. That game was at UTSA. So give me the Hilltoppers and Bailey Zapp.
I know
He's
who
going to
Connor's
zap the
taking.
Roadrunners.
I know who Connor's taking. I don't even need to guess.
I'm going to take Western Kentucky.
Whoa! Wow!
They're
Dang!
UTSA.
You caught me off guard.
I was also one of the only people on UTSA for the most part for a while there. But how bad they looked against a mediocre to bad North Texas team, who put up 45 on them, when they had that perfect season right there in their grasp and they couldn't complete it. Has left a sour taste in my mouth. So I think the Hilltoppers, they're rolling, and I will say he's going to put up 6 at least. Lucas, I think he's going to get 6.
I like
maybe 7.
Sunbelt Fun Belt Championship, App State versus at number 24, Louisiana.
Your boy Chase Bryce.
Yeah. What was that you were talking all that trash about Chase Bryce? I don't want to hear it ever again.
Okay.
They haven't lost since that Coastal game. Since I said that, they have not lost a game.
And we all picked Coastal that night.
We did.
Yeah.
But the last time they played at Louisiana, they got slapped around pretty bad.
But Louisiana doesn't have Billy Napier anymore. I think he's left now.
That's true. He has. I think it's going to be a closer game this time, but I'm still going to go with the Raging Cajuns in a close one. Simply with it being at Louisiana.
Oh, it's right. Because their conference games are usually at the.
Are they at home?
Yeah, it's a home. Yeah,
home. They're never neutral site.
Yeah, same with Conference USA and. Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, with Louisiana's only loss being to Texas in like week 1. I wrote down App State, so I think I'm going to stick with it, but I didn't know that it was going to be at Louisiana. I figured all these were I didn't really look into it. I figured all of them were at neutral sites, so I'm going to stick with App State. They're a really good team, obviously, so I think they can pull it off, but Louisiana is just really hot right now, so who knows?
Yeah, I guess I didn't really know that Billy Napier left for Florida until you guys told me the other day. I don't like what he did to Louisiana. I mean, they're 11-1 fighting for a conference championship, and they realistically still have a shot at getting a New Year's Six bowl bid. They just need a lot to happen. I wish he would have played it out. Yeah, they need a lot to happen, but I wish that he would have just played it out there because Louisiana is a good place, and he stuck it out there for so long. I don't get why coaches don't wait anymore. But I'm going to go with the Raging Cajuns on this one. But again, I have an issue when coaches give players crap for not playing in bowl games, but then do the same crap before the bowl game even happens.
I agree 100%.
So Lucas, did you take App or did you take Louisiana?
I took App State.
What about you, Connor?
Yeah, I'm going to take App. I think Louisiana not having Napier there is going to be a huge detriment to them, honestly. And I think App State's going to pull off the slight upset.
The Mountain West Conference Championship game. Utah State at San Diego State.
I'm sticking with my team. Go Aztecs.
I really want to pull a Josh Schaefer and say, go Ags. But as of lately, they really haven't been a go Ags kind of team. So I am actually, for once, going to go with the Aztecs.
I knew I was going to bring you guys around.
We're in the same boat. There. Connor picked us up on the shores of
you guys were so wrong taking Boise State. Watch, this will bite me in the ass and walk him
right.
It was only because of my
I will say
none of you believed in them.
I will say that Utah State has been a very up and down team. At times they look like they're the best team in the Mountain West, and then there are times where they just look like they did against San Jose State. So, but
What do you mean? They beat
Connor,
San Jose,
you
if
sold
I
me.
remember correctly.
I thought it was somebody they got blown out by that they shouldn't have.
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
My bad.
Yeah.
Oh God, this internet's terrible.
Yeah, his internet is down bad, bro.
Sneaking out of nowhere. All right, let's keep this going.
All right,
Did
the
you hear what I said?
American.
You guys heard what I said, right?
No.
Yep. Yeah, you're picking
No,
Aztecs.
you're taking the Aztecs. We're all taking the Aztecs.
Yeah.
Go Aztecs.
Okay.
All right, so the American Conference Championship. Number 21, Houston at number 4, Cincinnati.
Since he's gonna get the win, they're gonna hopefully secure their spot in the playoff. I don't care what happens in the playoff. It's just gonna prove that teams from the group of 5 can make it, and hopefully this will convince the committee to expand the playoffs to 12 teams and make it easier for a group of 5 team to make it going forward.
Go Bearcats. Go Cincy. Yeah, that's really all I gotta say. I think it's gonna win. I don't know if it'll be, regardless if they win or if they win. I don't care how much is in. They better get in the playoff, or there's gonna actually be a problem. I'm gonna have a problem.
Well, here it is, folks. Here's the game where we see that Cincinnati is human, and they're going to take their first loss of the season to the Cougars.
Wow.
But is the game at Cincinnati or is it neutral
It's
site?
at Cincinnati.
I mean,
Wait, you took Houston, right?
He's taking Houston.
I'm taking the Cougars. I don't know what a Bearcat is, but I know what a Cougar is, and I'm taking Houston.
And we all would prefer the Cougar most of the time.
I think it's some.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what the male version of a cougar is? A ninny lion.
I'm taking Houston for my Oregon playoff hopes that are still technically alive.
All right, so I have a weird feeling that Notre Dame actually might wait for the coaching thing until after this game, because I think there's a real possibility if Cincinnati somehow loses this game, Luke Fickell could go to Notre Dame. But anyway, I still think Cincinnati's a good team. And plus, I want to see a group of 5 team make it to the playoff, because why not? So I'm taking the Bearcats.
That's a fair one. I can respect that. Also, there is some dude beeping.
Yeah, I got freaking idiots living underneath me. So.
Oh, goodness. The ACC championship, the one that has 0 playoff implications. Number 15, Pittsburgh versus number 16, Wake Forest and Charlotte. This is so sad because Clemson is not there.
This is going to be the first time in a decade neither Florida State or Clemson are going to win the ACC.
Yeah. You know, I'm glad, though. We got to get Ryan, stop.
Wait, guys, can you hear that? I think I hear the world's smallest violin somewhere.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we have to give the other guys a chance. I think this, at the end of the day, I think this will be a good for Clemson, like, to help kind of remind them how important it is to be able to win and stuff, and then not everything's a given. But that being said, both offenses are amazing. The top 2 offenses in the ACC, without a doubt. But I think I trust Pittsburgh's defense a little bit more, and for that reason, I'm going with the fighting Larry Fitzgeralds.
Before Lucas, I have something for Andrew.
Oh, boo-hoo. Let me play a sad song for you.
I knew where that hand was going.
We knew exactly. We recognized that.
Anyways, so in this game, it's not hard to see that the Demon Deacons are like one of the most pretender teams in all of college football. It's not hard to see. Their defense is terrible, and Pittsburgh. This is going to be Kenny Pickett's last chance to show the country that he
should be in the Heisman.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. They don't take into account conference championship games.
Yes, they
Heisman.
definitely do.
It's voting by people.
No, they
It's
didn't
not
because
like
when Cam Newton won it, he won it because the votes came in before the SEC title. Or was it
No,
before
they
it came?
in
definitely
2009, maybe.
They now go after it. I mean,
Okay, because I thought
regardless-
it was before.
No, it's always
In my
included.
personal opinion, the Heisman should be like after the entire season.
Yes.
Yeah, but they like to
because
have
then
the
Deshaun
hype
because
Watson
then
would
they'll
have
give
won
it
it in
some-
20.
Yeah,
No, because then
Watson
Watson would have won it in 2016, which he should have.
Watson should have won it in 2016.
Yes.
won it?
That's one of the biggest
Lamar
snubs.
Jackson.
Like
Well,
I
the
can't
thing is,
stand
it's because
Clemson.
up
but-
until the end of the regular season, no one else had really challenged Lamar, and then it was
Watson
just
beat him head to head.
Yeah, but after that, everyone else no one else.
It doesn't matter how your team is. Lamar Jackson was the most electric college football quarterback of his time.
Yeah,
I still think
Because
Deshaun
there
Watson
was
should have won
nobody
it because of
close.
Deshaun Watson deserved to win that, especially with Louisville losing to Houston at the end of the season. I mean,
Not just losing to Houston, getting crushed
they got
by
destroyed.
Houston.
So I mean,
same with
plus
LSU.
what? Okay, I don't like Clemson, but you can't tell me that that's not one of the biggest Heisman snubs. In the
I am
history
telling
of
you
the Heisman.
that.
I
right
still,
now.
my
Watch
biggest
Lamar
personal
play
snub.
football.
My biggest personal snub is CMC not winning over Derrick Henry.
I think LaMichael James had a very solid case to win it when Cam Newton won it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That was
like
a snub. I think the biggest one of all time, and I know we're getting off track here, but I think the biggest one of all time is definitely Christian McCaffrey.
oh yeah,
They gave it to Derrick Henry just because he had well over 2,000 yards, like 20 touchdowns, and he plays in the SEC.
If the
Yeah.
McCaffrey had more touchdowns that year,
Yeah.
he would have easily won.
well, it also hurt him that he played West Coast football.
And
'Cause,
it's
like,
also
the
McCaffrey I
Pac-12.
think missed a game and a half.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna jump in. I'm gonna take Pitt as well. Like what Andrew said, Wake's defense is just god awful. They'll be able to go in it. This will be a shootout. I totally expect that, but I think Pittsburgh's defense is good enough to stop Wake enough times that Wake's defense will not be able to do it as often, if at all. I would say I wouldn't be surprised if there's actually a bet on the over-under for total number of punts in this game as like 5 total punts, because there's gonna be a lot of scoring in this game in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take Pitt.
I didn't get to go, but I'll take. I'm gonna stick with my guns. Give me Wake Forest. I like Sam Hartman. So, give me Wake Forest.
Lucas, you
Am I the only
took
one?
Pitt as well, right?
I
You took Pitt.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
Everyone took Pitt.
Ryan's
So.
the only one taking Wake.
except for Ryan.
Nice.
All right. The Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis, Michigan, number 2 versus number 13, Iowa. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Not going to be close. Iowa's offense stinks. They're going to be lucky if they score a touchdown. Michigan by 14 plus, easily.
I still can't help but think in the back of my head that Michigan's still somehow going to screw the pooch on this somehow.
I could see it. I could see it.
And ruin. I know. I think that's in the back of my head. Like I totally am expecting that. That's such a John. That's such a Jim Harbaugh thing to happen with his time at Michigan. But for now, I'll take Michigan. But I totally would not be surprised if somehow Michigan just can't do anything all of a sudden, and Iowa just looks godly. But I'll still take Michigan for now.
Yeah, I could definitely see this being a Harbaugh game that he would lose. My final score prediction was 28-27. And if you want to guess who's going to win that, if it's a low-scoring game, give me Iowa.
Oh,
So you're taking Iowa.
taking Iowa.
Lucas is
Wow.
doing everything he can to get Oregon in.
He's doing
Okay.
He's doing everything
But-
to get Oregon in. He doesn't care about the pick.
Okay. Fun fact. The last time Michigan played Iowa in a Big Ten title game,
They
Michigan
never
was
played
11.
them in a Big Ten title game.
No,
That's
I'm
their
saying
first one.
No, not Big Ten title game. I'm saying like in a big game like this, like this.
They lost to Iowa.
Yes.
They were
And it
number
was-
3 in the country, and
2016,
they lost.
I remember that.
2016.
Yes. So
At Iowa.
this is such a Harbaugh game I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan loses this. But screw it, I'm taking the Hawkeyes.
Man,
And
this
that's
guy's
why
very
me and Andrew are so far above you guys.
Hey, you
I
know
take
what?
some
At
of
least
those picks sometimes.
me and Lucas have the balls to take hot takes. That's the difference.
I mean,
I
That's
take
why
hot
we're so
takes.
low.
I've taken probably the least amount of hot takes other than San Diego State.
I've taken a decent amount of hot takes, and
Hey,
that's why I'm
only
behind.
9 behind Coster, and we got
Only?
a whole bull pick'ems, buddy.
Oh,
I'm coming
Dude,
for
bull
that.
Dude, bull pickings, that entire show is gonna be that's gonna be an entire show right
Oh,
43 games.
Jesus.
all right. The Big 12 championship game. Number 9 Baylor versus number 5 Oklahoma State in Dallas. For me, we already saw what happened. They played the first time around. Oklahoma State controlled the game pretty comfortably. I think Oklahoma State's going to do it again, and they're going to make the college football playoff for the first time. And the first time a team from the Big 12 besides Oklahoma makes it for the Big 12.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the same route. It depends on. I mean, Baylor's quarterback situation is just kind of in shambles right now. Who knows if Bohannon's going to play, and who knows if he's even going to be healthy when he does play. And Oklahoma State, I think, just has a better team, like you said. They pretty much handled it the first time they played. Gundy's been there for so long, man. He deserves this more than any coach in college football. So I'm going with Oklahoma State.
All right, you know who I'm going with. I'm going to be the only one going with this, but I'm going with my man crush Monday. Every day, all day. Give me the real Bears. Gary Bohannon could have played last week. He was day to day, but they decided the ultimate decision was not to play him because in case there was a Big 12 championship game. So he will play this week.
They lost to
Yes.
Texas.
So he will play. He will play this week against Oklahoma State in the Big 12 championship, and for that reason, I trust Gary Bohannon more than I trust Spencer Sanders because Spencer Sanders is because you know what? If Oklahoma State turns the ball over 4 times against Baylor, Baylor's not Oklahoma. They won't turn the ball over 4 times back. So give me Baylor because that defense. I honestly could make an argument that it's better than Oklahoma State's. So give me Baylor.
You would lose that argument.
They held Oklahoma to less points, but okay.
But they almost lost. They almost lost to Texas Tech, who Oklahoma State shut out. So if you want to,
they didn't have their starting quarterback.
Okay, that doesn't mean they have a good. That
doesn't have
doesn't
to do with
impact the
defense.
defense. Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
but I'm saying their if you don't have a good quarterback, your defense is on the field more.
Ryan, you're putting me to sleep. Give me Oklahoma State.
And now the biggest game of the weekend. I'm not going to be at this game, but my girlfriend's going to be at this game. I'm going to be at a tailgate right outside of it, though, watching while she's in there. So,
that's
the
SEC.
No, I'm not about to pay $700. She got a student ticket, so.
Hey, she left you. That's crazy.
No,
I'm saying that she left you.
All right, make your pick.
No, the only person that left here, Ryan, is your head football coach.
I'll start here.
I'm saying it's just crazy that she wouldn't go with you. That's just crazy.
No, it's because I chose to not pay a bunch of money for the ticket. And yes, this is okay. So by the way, also
Georgia Tech. No, Georgia. I'm just talking, so you guys shut up. All right, Georgia is my pick. I think that's all of our picks.
No, I just wanted to say something. This is an interesting fact, though, that's important here. Alabama, this is the second time since 2009 that they are an underdog. The last time only. And the last time they were underdog was to Georgia in 2015, in which they crushed Georgia. However, that Georgia team was terrible compared to this one.
So 2015. So that was.
It was the week after they had lost to Ole Miss at home.
Oh,
that was
Georgia number 1 in the country, or what?
No, they were ahead of Alabama in the rankings. That team was definitely not a top. Was that good of a team? But yeah, Georgia's gonna win. I think they even cover. I think they win by 14
What's the
plus.
spread?
6.5.
Wow.
Oh, I definitely think they cover for sure.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna say it here. Yeah, I think Georgia will win. Bama has looked just god awful against Auburn, and Auburn, if not for some terrible game management there on their final drive by Tank Bigsby going out of bounds on that swing pass. Luke just pops in there out of nowhere. I think Bama should have lost that game. And I don't think Bryce Young should be anywhere near the Heisman in my opinion. So I'm going to take Georgia. Give it to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis is the best player in the country. He is the best player on the best unit on the best team in the country.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
All right,
Well, you're wrong.
All right, Kayvon, boy.
I never said it was Kayvon.
I'm just got so much. All right, now Lucas, you're the only one of our teams playing this week.
Wait.
He didn't give us pick.
Oh, right, my bad.
I'm just taking Georgia.
All right, okay.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, do we even have to?
Do we even have to guess?
Dogs, sick 'em. Woof, 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 woof. But yeah, and now of course Lucas's team, the only one who's playing this week. Sad that mine's not playing, but I'm glad to at least see one of ours. Ryan's could be playing if they were in a conference.
Is this at Santa Clara?
No, it's actually in Vegas this year.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
It's at the Black Hole.
Yeah.
It's
That's
at
the toilet bowl.
All right, so
It's
the
that's
Pac-12
toilet bowl.
championship between number 10 Oregon and number 17 Utah. This one honestly was one of my toughest ones because I really want to think Oregon redeems themselves, but
then
they
you think
just
about
got
that game and how
but
badly
they just got
demolished.
slaughtered. And it's just like I think it'll be a better game this time.
It was
I'm
in
so-
Utah.
It was in
Utah's
Utah,
undefeated in Utah, and Oregon is undefeated in Pac-12 titles.
and
Ryan's gone for the fourth
Ryan's
He's dropped off 3 times.
His
and just
internet
completely
is
lost track.
down bad.
Oh, here you go.
But yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Sorry, Lucas.
I won't be offended.
I've got to go with the Utes. But in a close one. In a close one. In a close one.
My internet was messing up. So did I just hear Andrew say that he thinks that Oregon could do this, but he just for how bad they got beaten last time is gonna have to take the Utes?
I think it's going to be the Utes in the close game. Close game.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe the Utes. Oregon doesn't know how to tackle a Utah player, especially this year. And 38-7 isn't, and that's not a lucky game. So Utah's just a better team. They're going to run all over the Oregon defense again. So yeah, give me the.
Okay, so I said early on in the season that Oregon's Achilles heel was going to be Anthony Brown as quarterback and their offense in general, and that showed against Utah. And even though Lucas has started, the fact that he threw for his most yards this season and it was not even 300 yards shows that Anthony Brown is probably not the right fit at quarterback, or I don't know, just had trouble grasping.
Well, it's because we had almost 300 rushing yards again.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time,
I won't be offended. Go ahead. I'm fine with winning this pick. You guys can have the L. It's fine. I'm cool with it.
No, I think Oregon will redeem themselves. That's what I was thinking before you interrupted me. So I'm going to take Oregon. I think they're going to redeem themselves. It'll still be
You
close.
have faith in that team after what happened the last time?
I have as much faith in them as I have in your coach staying.
Oh, which one?
So,
Any of them.
Any of them.
like I said before, previously a few times, Oregon is undefeated in the Pac-12 title game. Last time they thought that Utah was going to destroy them in the Pac-12 title. Utah was number 5 in the country, and Oregon beat them 35-17. Oregon doesn't lose big games like Notre Dame does, so they're going to.
No, they just lose to Stanford. No, they just lose to Stanford.
We don't lose big games. We win rings. You know, we like our.
You haven't
rings.
won any.
So. We actually do. We have bowl wins and conference titles.
Bowl wins.
Something Notre Dame can't
we're about
say.
to get another one.
Notre Dame can't say.
Bowl wins.
You know what?
Notre Dame can't say anything about that. Quiet peasant.
Lucas, would you rather not win big games or lose to teams or 3-9 teams actually? Because I would rather be 10-2 every year and do Stanford every year. So.
Are you playing this week? Oh wait, you're not in a bowl game.
No,
so
because
you're not in a conference.
Your internet's trying to shut you up
one.
for a reason. So we're gonna end up getting this. We're gonna end up getting this dub. I don't see Mario losing to the same team twice in a year. It's not gonna happen. So they're gonna end up winning this. I know the Oregon players are super pissed. There's a lot of really, they're just ready to play this game. I don't even think their head was really in the Oregon State game at all, and they still thrashed them. So they're coming back for revenge, and they're going to get that number 4 spot.
Interesting. But, yeah. Yeah. All right, so that's we do have one more. Wait, guys, we have one
ticket
more
game.
Yes, we actually have a $1 ticket game this week, and it's a makeup game, but it's honestly very worthy. Honestly, what are the ticket prices on this game? Right, I'm like, and I'm going.
Wait, real quick, Connor. Do you need to?
It's in the Coliseum, so it's probably low.
We got another Trojan for you, Connor.
Wait, what?
That's a that is what we like to call, as Ron Swanson once said, swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss.
Connor, I said we got another Trojan for you.
Yes, again. Swing
Okay.
Okay.
Stop it. The $1 ticket game, which actually they're going for $23. This is actually not the cheapest ticket this weekend, sadly. That belongs to both the MAC championship and the Mountain West championship.
Wait, how much are those? I might go low key.
$16.
Wow. I'll go see the Huskies play.
That's pretty dope.
It's at Detroit if you want to go up to Detroit.
Oh, never mind. I thought it was in Illinois.
No, it's in Detroit, I believe.
I'm not going to Detroit.
Hey, who wants to go to Detroit? Not even the Lions want to be Detroit.
But for our $1 ticket game, this week I'm going to go with USC. Just because I think they're fired up. Now that they got Lincoln Riley, and they kind of want to go start off to showing what he can do, and I think this could be the good start off in the right direction for those guys next year. So that reason I'm going to go with the Trojans to put a Trojan over the Bears' mouth and the Bears' mouth. And yeah.
Well, according to Lucas, Kayvon wants to go to Detroit. So
he wants to go number 1. I don't know who's going to be number 1. Who knows? Yeah, I'm going to go with the Trojans here too. Jackson Dart actually played really well last week against BYU. They only lost by 4 points to apparently a top 15 BYU team, I guess.
No.
So USC is going to end up winning this game and, yeah, going in kind of a right direction to start off next year.
So, wait, Lincoln Riley's not coaching this game, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
So, yeah, give me the Golden Bears, the Fighting Aaron Rodgers.
Despite what's going on, I trust the Mecca of Trojans to hold firm and help me not make an accident and make sure an accident doesn't happen again. So I'm going to take USC.
Well, according to Lincoln Riley, he's told many people that his Trojans would be the Mecca. So...
But Yes.
Oh, man.
Well, another show, and we almost got to 3 hours.
Hell
I
yeah.
get the feeling
Hey.
the only one that's going to come close is the draft because that's like 5 hours right there, the first round,
Wait, the draft? I didn't even realize the first round was 5 hours.
which at least 3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah, it's like 3 hours.
That's
I
how
think.
long it'll be. We plan on doing that. Everyone that's watching. We plan
Andrew
on
is
that.
joining us for that, right? Correct.
Should be. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I didn't
and then
know if we
also
were-
next week once all the. Do you want to do this again on Tuesday? We can do our
Oh,
live.
yeah, we could.
I think we do our live reactions to the Final Four, and by that point, all the other
Well-
games should
Well,
be.
the Final Four will be on Sunday.
Oh, it'll be on Sunday, right? What about all the bowl games?
They'll also be done by Sunday, but we can do the pick'ems on there.
So
we're
what do
gonna
we want to
we're
do?
gonna
Do we want to
do
do?
the show on Sunday?
No,
No.
I'm not going to be available on Sunday. So,
So what
Alright,
do we
we'll-
wanna do?
We'll probably do it Wednesday then.
Alrighty.
This Wednesday or next? Like, so
Next Wednesday.
Yeah,
or
this
next,
Wednesday.
I'm not thinking. All right, man. I had a shitty
Congratulations.
week.
You played
Please
yourself.
yourself.
I slammed my finger in my car hood, so it was nice.
Oh, thanks
I
for
watched-
flipping everybody the bird.
Bruh.
yeah, dude.
Oh.
You blew it!
Bruh. Seriously?
Bruh.
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 But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, be sure thumbs if you loved it, or thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. For both the pun intended and Kos Sports. But yeah, we're gonna
Don't
cut this
forget
up.
to hold on, Andrew. Don't forget, follow us on Twitter at the Week Zero Podcast, as well as on Instagram at the Week Zero Podcast. So
By the way, I need access to both of those accounts.
yes,
'cause-
we will get that to you.
Thank you. I do want to be able to post on that. But anyway, guys, like I said, enjoy a great weekend of football. I'll be in Atlanta, hopefully watching the Dogs take it to the time for the first time in 6 tries on the 6th day.
Please.
6-game losing tape.
Please, for the love of touchdown Jesus, hire Marcus Freeman as the head coach. Please.
No.
Touchdown
Yes.
Jesus needs to be put down.
Yeah, he used to be. No,
No, he's just gonna do this
Football and
instead.
Je-
Not
football and
this,
Jesus
just this.
do
he's
not
gonna
do-
do horns down.
Football and Jesus.
Or no, like this. Or no, like this. Like
No, he's gonna do horns down.
He's like, it's like Coster's flexing how big that ring is. He couldn't get it his finger over it.
That's my Clemson class ring. Yeah, sorry. That's a big deal to get out of Clemson. So yeah, I always wear that.
Yeah. So have a good night, guys. We'll be back here next Wednesday for the entire show will pretty much be pick'ems for
Yep.
every bowl game. So
Go Dogs.
I'll be-
and any more head coaching news that happens.
yes, and any other head coaching news.
Go Dogs. Go Dogs, baby.
Have a good night,
Win
guys.
it all.
Nice.
Screw Bama. Screw Brian Kelly.
Screw Notre Dame.